Chapter 656. Li Xingtian was stunned for a moment before he asked, "What's your name?" "Qiao Feng. You're Professor Qiao Feng, the one who's been famous in Provincial Capital University recently?" Li Xingtian was slightly surprised. "That's me. I didn't expect that I'd be so famous after coming to Provincial Capital University for such a short period of time, Senior Li." Qin Feng was very pleased with himself. "Yes, you're indeed famous. I heard that you're lecherous and dissolute. You take advantage of both the young and old. Even the campus belle and female teachers have fallen into your poisonous claws." As Li Xingtian spoke, Qin Feng's face darkened. Before Li Xingtian could continue, Qin Feng hastily interrupted him. "Ahem! Senior Li, don't believe some things unless you see them with your own eyes. People nowadays are so stupid that they can't stand others being more outstanding than them. They always like to create rumors to attack those outstanding people." Li Xingtian's mouth twitched. He had known Qin Feng for less than 10 minutes, but he was already defeated by Qin Feng's shamelessness. "There's a surveillance room in my hidden residence that can see 3/4 of the campus. There's also a surveillance camera in your classroom. I've watched a few of your classes, and you've openly flirted with female students. You don't have to quibble about this. You're too ordinary, so I didn't recognize you at first glance." Although Li Xingtian had been hiding in the hidden residence for 5 years, he was not completely isolated from the world. On the contrary, Li Xingtian was always in control of Provincial Capital University's situation. He could also understand the development of the outside world through the internet. It was precisely because he used the internet that the William family gradually discovered his whereabouts and came looking for him. Qin Feng's mouth twitched violently. He didn't know what to say after listening to Li Xingtian's words. Li Xingtian was just making a casual remark, so he changed the topic. "What you said just now was the truth. Is my daughter part of the student delegation from St. Medical University?" The more Li Xingtian thought about it, the more he felt that something was amiss. He had discovered many flaws in Prince William's words. "Can't you see 3/4 of the campus? Didn't you see it yourself?" Qin Feng seemed to be still angry from earlier, and his tone was full of complaints. Li Xingtian smiled helplessly and said, "Recently I found out that my network was being tracked, so I haven't been connecting to the internet. I even turned off the signal in the surveillance room. If you hadn't told me about the situation, I wouldn't have known that Avril was actually the representative of the St. Medic Institute." After hearing Li Xingtian's words, Qin Feng quickly deduced that the secret room that Li Xingtian had been hiding in for 5 years was probably discovered through his network signal. "Then how do you explain my daughter's words? You were hiding in the tunnel just now, so you should have heard our entire conversation." Li Xingtian also began to suspect Prince William and the others, but Avril was his daughter. How could Avril's words be fake? Before, Qin Feng didn't understand Avril's behavior, but now he seemed to have some idea. "There's something wrong with your daughter. You said she disappeared for 5 years? 5 years is enough to brainwash a person. Maybe your daughter has been brainwashed as well." Over the past few days, Qin Feng had gotten a rough idea of the William family's background from Prince William. It was said that the William family could transform ordinary people into superhumans. With such a powerful family, brainwashing Avril was a piece of cake. Li Xingtian's expression changed drastically, and his eyes glinted. He remembered that Avril was very calm and indifferent when she saw him. How was this the reaction of a daughter who had been separated for 5 years when she saw her father? It seemed like Avril had really been brainwashed. "Shit, I forgot the way I came here. This tunnel extends in all directions, and there are so many forks. Where should I go now?" Qin Feng stared at the 4 forks in front of him and felt a headache coming on. Although he was wearing the white cloud boots, he couldn't use the white cloud boots to their maximum speed in this narrow tunnel. Moreover, Qin Feng was running away with Li Xingtian and Avril, and the 4 people chasing them were getting closer and closer. "Go to the right passage!" Li Xingtian's anxious voice sounded. "Ah? Are you sure?" Now that Li Xingtian was back to normal, Qin Feng didn't need to control him anymore. Qin Feng carried Avril on his back and touched Avril's smooth thighs, his heart beating faster. I was the one who dug this tunnel. Do you think I'm not sure? Li Xingtian rolled his eyes at Qin Feng and ran to the right passage. Qin Feng was stunned for a moment, then quickly followed. So Li Xingtian was the one who dug this tunnel? Qin Feng always thought it was the William family. Left. The tunnel at the top. Turn right at the tunnel in front, run to the end and turn left. There's an exit there. Li Xingtian gave directions, and Qin Feng ran as fast as he could with the two of them. Under Li Xingtian's guidance, Qin Feng's speed became faster and faster. Prince William and the other three were already out of sight. I can see the light. I can finally go to the surface. I don't need to dig tunnels anymore. Qin Feng ran to the exit and slapped the sealed manhole cover away. Moonlight and a cool breeze rushed in. Qin Feng felt as if he had just escaped from a coal house. Qin Feng carried the unconscious Avril and wanted to push her up first. Suddenly, Li Xingtian shouted angrily from behind. Ya! You stinking brat, where are you touching? Don't touch my girl, or I'll kill you! Qin Feng was embarrassed that his little action was discovered. He quickly withdrew his hand from Avril's thighs and placed it on her butt. You brat, you can't even touch her butt! Li Xingtian roared angrily again. Qin Feng curled his lips and ignored Avril. He rolled his eyes at Li Xingtian and said, Then do it yourself. You're taking my kindness for granted. You're being kind? I still have a video of you teasing a student in class in my secret room. Do you want me to send you a copy? Li Xingtian glared at Qin Feng. Qin Feng immediately fell silent. Li Xingtian went to Avril's side and was instantly put in a difficult position. Avril had grown into a young lady, so Li Xingtian couldn't just hug his girl and push her up. The footsteps behind him got closer and closer. Li Xingtian blew his beard and glared at Qin Feng. Stinking brat, you're lucky. Hurry up and push Avril up. Qin Feng was secretly pleased. On the surface, he said indifferently, You're really troublesome, old man. Why do you keep changing? Qin Feng grumbled as he held Avril's thighs and pushed her up. Li Xingtian saw that Qin Feng's big hands were constantly naughty. Li Xingtian was so angry that his eyes almost popped out. Senior Li, it's your turn. Qin Feng pushed Avril up and turned to look at Li Xingtian. Li Xingtian staggered and almost fell. He yelled angrily, Jump up first, then pull me up. Qin Feng didn't think much of it and jumped to the ground. At this time, Li Xingtian's soft murmur came from the tunnel. I don't know what young people are thinking these days. Want to touch an old man's butt? No way! Qin Feng's body suddenly froze in midair, and he almost fell to the ground. Teacher Qiao Feng, what are you doing? Don't run, wait for us! Prince William's yell came from below as soon as the three of them reached the ground. Li Xingtian's expression became nervous. He had stayed in the William family and knew how powerful these mutants were. Qin Feng looked around in the darkness. They had climbed to the back of the biology lab through the tunnel. There was actually another tunnel entrance here. Clearly, it was an exit that Green Hair hadn't discovered. Qiao Feng, take Avril and leave first. I'll block these people. Remember, help me take care of Avril. This child lost her mother when she was young. I don't know what she's been through these 5 years. I don't want her to suffer anymore. You must protect her and don't let the William family take her away. Li Xingtian thought quickly and quickly made a decision. He knew that none of them would be able to escape if the three of them left together. If he stayed and blocked the 4 people in the tunnel, he could buy Qin Feng and his daughter some time to escape. Senior Li, what do you mean by this? You want me to take care of Avril for the rest of her life? Qin Feng was astonished. Li Xingtian immediately became angry and yelled at Qin Feng. You stinking brat, you just touched my girl's back. Now you want to take care of her for the rest of her life and you want to run away? Qin Feng was confused by this word game. It took him a long time to recover. Was this Senior Li Xingtian really not a language teacher? Hey! Where are you going, stinking brat? You actually left me and Avril behind? I've really misjudged you. After Qin Feng regained his senses, he turned and ran. Li Xingtian's face was flushed. He picked up his daughter and prepared to leave. Dong dong dong! A series of loud noises came from afar. Li Xingtian was stunned by the scene before him. Under the quiet night sky, a huge stone lion was slowly advancing. The stone lion bared its fangs and brandished its claws. The carving was vivid and lifelike. Li Xingtian was so scared that he fell on his butt. He thought he saw a ghost. "Senior Li, why are you still standing there? Come and help me. I'm about to be crippled from exhaustion." Qin Feng's voice came from behind the stone lion. Li Xingtian's expression changed continuously. His brain couldn't process what was going on. Qin Feng didn't expect that old geezer Li Xingtian to help him carry the stone lion. The old geezer might die of exhaustion halfway. Qin Feng carried the stone lion that weighed 1 ton by himself. Every step he took left a deep footprint. The ground trembled slightly. Those who didn't know better would think it was an earthquake. "Professor Mike, there's an exit here. Let's go." Prince William had already arrived at the exit and was about to jump up. Bang! At the same time, Qin Feng threw the 1-ton stone lion directly at the tunnel entrance, smashing a small pit in the ground. Roar! In the tunnel, Prince William screamed more miserably than a pig being slaughtered. He hit his head on the stone lion's leg. It was a stone lion made of solid stone. Prince William felt his skull was about to split open. Snot and tears flowed uncontrollably from his nose. "Prince William, are you okay?" Professor Mike and the other two hurried over. They saw Prince William hit the stone lion's leg. Just looking at it made the three of them feel a toothache. Fuck his grandpa. Hurry up and get this stone lion away. I want to catch Li Xingtian and skin that idiot Qiao Feng alive. The anger that Prince William had been holding back for the whole night completely erupted. He finally understood that Qiao Feng had been acting. He didn't want to go to America. He obviously wanted to find Li Xingtian. "You guys take Prince William and retreat." Professor Mike's old eyes were also flickering with intense flames. As one of the few level 4 arcanists in an arcanist family, he had never been so embarrassed. Bang! Professor Mike slapped his palm. His skinny palm didn't land on the stone lion, but the stone lion made a loud noise and shook slightly. Chapter 657. Whoosh! The moment Qin Feng threw the 1-ton stone lion down, he was so tired that his head went limp and he fell to the ground. However, Qin Feng's talisman of clairvoyance was still in effect. He kept checking the situation in the tunnel. Qin Feng was overjoyed when he saw Prince William being hit and Professor Mike fuming with anger. "Qiao Feng, I wronged you just now. Please don't take it to heart." Li Xingtian finally regained his senses and came to Qin Feng's side with a smile on his face. "All right, words that have been spoken are like water that has been spilled. I've remembered everything you said just now. There's no point in saying more now." Qin Feng was a very vengeful person. He glared angrily at Li Xingtian. Hee! I said those words in a moment of anger. How could Brother Qiao Feng leave me and Avril alone? Even if you are beaten to death, you will definitely protect our safety. Professor Li Xingtian continued to smile. Qin Feng curled his lips. He did not know how Li Xingtian saw that he was not afraid of sacrifice. Even Qin Feng himself did not realize it. "Let's go quickly. My companions will come to pick us up. When we get to a safe place, I still have some questions to ask you." Qin Feng became serious. The reason why he tried his best to save Li Xingtian was mainly because the system still had a quest. Investigate the William family's behind-the-scenes plan. Qin Feng believed that Li Xingtian must know these secrets. "Okay, let's go." Li Xingtian also stopped smiling and looked serious. Although there was a huge stone lion blocking the tunnel entrance, the William family's ability was very strange. Qin Feng and Li Xingtian did not dare to let their guard down. Buzz! The two of them carried Avril and ran a few steps when a strange energy wave suddenly surged behind them. 4 black shadows floated in the air. The cold wind surged and blew at their clothes. These 4 people were Prince William and the others. Fuck, what's going on? Qin Feng's foot slipped, and he almost fell. He could not help but think of the scene in the tunnel where the pistol in Li Xingtian's hand disappeared into thin air, and the scene where Avril appeared out of thin air. Li Xingtian was also stunned, but he quickly recovered and exclaimed, "It's Mike, the William family's level 4 spatial ability user, Mike! What does a rank 4 spatial ability mean?" Qin Feng knew very little about ability users. Bang! Before Li Xingtian could even open his mouth, his entire body was sent flying. He landed heavily on the ground and spat out several mouthfuls of blood. Qin Feng was stunned by this scene. Li Xingtian was by Qin Feng's side. Qin Feng didn't see anyone approach Li Xingtian, nor did anyone attack him, but Li Xingtian was sent flying just like that. "Ha ha! My teacher Qiao Feng, you've really hidden yourself well enough. You fucking played me like a monkey? You think it's fun, don't you? I'm going to break your legs right now." The 4 people in the air had already landed on the ground. Mike stood in place without moving, the night clothes on his body flapping in the wind. Prince William and the other 2 surrounded Qin Fen in a triangular formation. Qin Fen's eyes were like torches as he stared vigilantly at the 3 people's every move. These mutants were too strange. Rumble! Willis suddenly swung his fist and attacked Qin Fen first. His fists were ablaze, and the flames spread all over his arms, but Willis remained calm, as though he could not feel the heat of the flames. Bang! Qin Fen didn't have the time to be surprised. Qin Fen's body was covered by the sacred azure battle armor. The flames didn't spread when they landed on Qin Fen's body. Qin Feng unleashed the strength of a stage 7 inner chi expert with one punch. Willis couldn't even withstand a single blow and was sent flying. He fell to the ground and couldn't get up. What? How could this be? Prince William and Tom, who were about to attack Qin Fen, stopped in their tracks. They had guessed that Qiao Feng was an ancient martial artist, but they didn't expect him to be a powerful martial artist. He had to be at least a stage 5 inner chi cultivator to be able to injure Willis with one punch. "Who the hell are you?" Prince William glared at Qiao Feng. He was a completely different person from the Prince William who called Qiao Feng teacher Qiao Feng with a smile. "I'm Qiao Feng, a Chinese medicine lecturer at Provincial Capital University. Prince William, don't you recognize me? I've been toying with you like a monkey for the past few days. How could you forget me?" Qin Fen chuckled as he looked at Prince William. Prince William was so angry that his face turned green. After sending Willis flying with one punch, Qin Fen calmed down. He realized that people with special abilities weren't as scary as he imagined. These people could only release fire and ice skills. Qin Fen could even release the destructive fire. Why should he be afraid of him? "You're courting death." Prince William roared and threw a punch at Qin Fen. "Mike, help us attack." Whoosh! A layer of ice appeared on Qin Fen's fist before it reached Qin Fen. Prince William's fist turned into an ice sword and pierced Qin Fen's chest. Clang! 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 Prince William's eyes lit up. His ice sword was extremely sharp, but it couldn't pierce through Qin Fen's body. Prince William quickly shouted, "He's wearing a hidden battle armor. Everyone be careful." Prince William didn't want to continue fighting after his attack failed. He quickly retreated. "Humph. You want to leave?" "No way." Qin Fen's lips curled into a cold smile. He had already swung his iron fist and it was about to land on Prince William's head. If this punch didn't split Prince William's head open, it would at least give him a severe concussion. Hum! A strange energy wave spread. Qin Fen's fist landed and whistled through the air. Did he miss? Where is he? Prince William, who was in front of Qin Fen just a second ago, suddenly disappeared. This miraculous scene happened a few times, and Qin Fen seemed to have guessed the reason. "Qin Fen, be careful behind you. Mike is a level 4 spatial ability user. He can teleport and control other objects." Li Xingtian's anxious voice came. Qin Fen could already feel the chill behind him, but the speed was too fast for Qin Fen to dodge. Bang! Like a magic trick, Prince William moved from in front of Qin Fin to behind him and punched Qin Fin. A chill spread from Qin Fin's body. His sacred azure battle armor was covered in a layer of ice. The ice quickly spread to Qin Fin's entire body. Qin Fin felt like he was trapped in a cocoon, unable to move at all. Boom! Like a mummy, Qin Fin flew through the air and fell to the ground. In the next moment, Prince William and the other two were moved by Mike to Qin Fin's side. Prince William sneered. His body was wrapped in ice, forming a handsome and cool armor. Flames floated around William's hands, illuminating the darkness around him. Tom's body did not change, and Qin Fin still did not know what his ability was. Teacher Qiao Feng, you disappoint me. Prince William smiled cruelly and stepped on Qin Fin's stomach. Crack! The ice covering Qin Feng's body was shattered by the stomp, but in the next second, new ice appeared and filled in the cracks. Cough, cough. Are you disappointed? I see that you are very happy to be played. Qin Fin coughed violently a few times. He endured the pain and did not make a sound. He looked at Prince William mockingly. You still dare to be so stubborn? I will break your dog leg. Prince William was completely enraged. He lifted his foot and was about to step on Qin Fin again. Suddenly, there were several wind-breaking sounds in the air, followed by a delicate voice. Bastard, you dare to touch my people? You are courting death. Chapter 658. Who are you? Get out of my sight, or you'll die. Professor Mike's hoarse voice echoed in the air. His black night suit fluttered, and a strange energy wave rippled in the air. Yan Wu Shuang's short, purple hair was very eye-catching. She wore a black, tight-fitting leather jacket, which showed off her curvaceous figure. She wore a black veil on her face. She ignored Professor Mike's words and leaped to Qin Feng's side. Stab! Yan Wu Shuang waved her hand, and a pair of daggers appeared in her hand. She brandished the daggers and struck Qin Feng's body, hitting the ice that covered his body. Crack! 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 The thick ice cracked layer by layer like a spider web. Qin Feng exerted his strength, and all the ice on his body flew out. Many of them fell on the ground a dozen meters away. Yan Wu Shuang! It's you? You framed me at Lotus Lake, saved me at Cloud City Hua Mansion Phase 2, and crashed my BMW at Hepping Town. Are you crazy? The first thing Qin Feng did after he got rid of the ice was not to deal with Prince William and the others. Instead, he yelled at the woman in front of him. Qin Feng had been looking for the woman with short purple hair and black leather suit. She was an expert in throwing knives. Qin Feng did not expect her to show up again. However, he did not expect her to be Yan Wu Shuang. You've got the wrong person. I'm not Yan Wu Shuang. The woman was wearing a black veil, and it was impossible to see her face clearly in the dark. If Qin Feng did not have the ability of the Talisman of Clairvoyance, he would not have been able to see the familiar and beautiful face under the black veil. How dare you quibble? Other than Yan Wu Shuang, who else in Jindu could have such big breasts and such a perky butt? Qin Feng stared at Yan Wu Shuang angrily. Yan Wu Shuang was speechless. Are you crazy? Why do you stare at my breasts and butt all day long? Don't you know it's rude? Yan Wu Shuang saw that her identity had been exposed, so she stopped pretending. She tore off the black veil on her face. Qin Feng was not surprised. He had seen Yan Wu Shuang's face through the Talisman of Clairvoyance. He asked angrily, Who are you? Why did you harm me one moment and save me the next? We'll talk about this when we get back. Of course, that is if we can make it back alive. Yan Wu Shuang did not explain, and there was no time for her to do so. Yan Wu Shuang's gaze fell on Professor Mike and the other three, and a trace of panic flashed in the depths of her beautiful eyes. Fine, after this, if you don't give me a satisfactory answer, I won't forgive you. Qin Feng rolled his eyes at Yan Wu Shuang. Then, he looked at the empty surroundings and shouted, Brothers of the Dragon Sect, there's no need to hide anymore. Come out and let's take down the people of the William family. Qin Feng's voice was loud and clear. Prince William and the others' expressions changed drastically. They quickly looked around vigilantly. After a while, no one responded to Qin Fin, let alone the scene of dozens of experts flying out at once. Yan Wushuang's face turned pale. She looked as if she wanted to bite Qin Feng to death. She quickly pulled Qin Feng's arm and whispered, "Don't shout. I came here alone." "Holy shit! You didn't call for help? Are you kidding me? Didn't I inform you in advance? How could you come here alone?" Qin Feng was so angry that he jumped up. He had never seen such a stupid partner like Yan Wushuang. "Ahem. I didn't know the situation clearly. I thought you only found some small information. I didn't expect to fight the boss tonight, and you didn't explain clearly. I really regret partnering with you. I've never seen such a stupid person like you." Yan Wushuang was very dissatisfied with Qin Feng and complained. Qin Feng was so angry that his mouth became crooked. If Yan Wushuang was not a beautiful woman, Qin Feng would have sent her flying with a kick. "Hee hee! Isn't this Miss Yan Wushuang? You really hid yourself well. So, you are from the Dragon Sect. Then, your marriage with Williams is obviously just a show. Are you trying to infiltrate the William family?" Professor Mike said with suppressed anger after he learned that the Dragon Sect did not send any other reinforcements. Qin Feng was dumbfounded. Yan Wushuang and Williams are married? Qin Feng thought that if he killed Williams, he would have killed Yan Wushuang's fiancée. The Chinese government is indeed sinister and cunning. They will do anything to achieve their goals. Prince William and the other three were furious after Yan Wushuang's identity was exposed. Yan Wushuang sneered. "Heh! Are you talking about yourselves? The Chinese government is sinister and cunning? The William family is the real sinister and shameless people. How many innocent lives have you killed to research on metahumans? You found out that Li Xingtian's new biological genetic technology is useful for your research on adepts, and that the Chinese needle of providence can increase the survival rate of adepts modified. You didn't hesitate to kill Li Xingtian's wife, kidnap his daughter, and even brainwash Avril so that Avril would come back to deceive his father. Only the William family would do such inhumane things." As a member of the Dragon Sect, Yan Wushuang had a lot of information. Recently, the Dragon Sect had been investigating the William family's research and secrets. Yan Wushuang knew the William family very well. "It's a trap? You scum! How dare you brainwash my daughter? I'm going to kill you all!" Li Xingtian lost his mind when he learned the truth. He put down his daughter and lunged at Prince William. Bang! Before Li Xingtian could get close to Prince William, he was sent flying and landed heavily on the ground. He was severely injured. Qin Feng knew that Mike had used his Dimension Special ability again. Qin Feng was a little afraid of Mike's Dimension Special ability. The panic in Yan Wushuang's eyes intensified. She knew the classification of special abilities. A level 4 Dimension Special ability was equivalent to a Stage 8 Inner Qi expert in China. Yan Wushuang was only a Stage 7 Inner Qi expert. She had placed all her hopes on Qin Feng. "Senior Li, are you all right?" Qin Feng came to Li Xingtian's side and put a healing pill in his mouth. "Xiao Feng, I'm not dead yet. Don't worry about me. Take Avril away. She's the only person I care about in this world. Please take care of Avril for the rest of her life, Xiao Feng." Li Xingtian's voice was weak. He was so focused on his daughter that he didn't care about his own injuries. It was such a touching moment, but Qin Feng was lost in thought. He wondered if Li Xingtian was talking about the rest of her life or the rest of her life. "Senior Li Xingtian, are you willing to be my disciple and join my hero alliance?" Qin Feng asked solemnly. Li Xingtian was surprised and angry. "What nonsense are you talking about? I asked you to take care of my daughter for the rest of her life. Don't try to change the topic." The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched. He explained, "Senior Li, I'm serious. Are you willing to join the Hero Alliance?" Qin Feng was completing the founder's mission. He wanted to recruit 10 disciples who were at least Stage 6 Inner Qi. Li Xingtian was only a Stage 2 energy expert, but Qin Feng had studied the mission. He could temporarily accept Li Xingtian as a candidate disciple. As long as Li Xingtian broke through to Stage 6 inner Qi, he would automatically become a member of the Hero Alliance. Although Qin Feng could find 10 Stage 6 inner Qi experts and make them join the Hero Alliance, he didn't plan to do so. After all, the Hero Alliance was very powerful. Qin Feng only accepted people he liked. At least, these people wouldn't betray Qin Feng. Li Xingtian was one of the people Qin Feng approved of. Li Xingtian was furious when he saw Qin Feng's serious expression. Why are you still concerned about this kind of nonsense at a time like this? Plus, I've never played League of Legends before. How can I join your team? You're not asking me to join a tournament, are you? The corner of Qin Feng's mouth twitched, and he almost fainted. He yelled angrily. I'm talking about a sect, not a game. If you agree to join the Hero Alliance, I can promise to take care of your daughter. Okay, it's settled then. Let me make this clear. I don't even have an account in League of Legends. If you really want me to join a tournament, you have to provide me with an account. Li Xingtian agreed for his daughter's sake. Qin Feng didn't want to talk to Li Xingtian anymore. The moment Li Xingtian agreed, a dragon's roar came from the Dragon and Phoenix rankings in the Hero Alliance. Li Xingtian's name appeared on the board below Shimin Chuixue and Ouyang Feng's. However, his name was gray and not golden like Shimin Chuixue's and Ouyang Feng's. That must be why he was a candidate disciple. When Qin Feng recruited Li Xingtian to join the Hero Alliance, Yan Wu Shuang was in a confrontation with the William family. Yan Wu Shuang, a woman, couldn't win against the 4 men. Li Xingtian happened to be angry, so he joined Yan Wu Shuang's team and began to curse back at Prince William and the others. You bastards are worse than beasts. Others might not know the secret of the William family's research, but I, Li Xingtian, know it. You've captured a large number of ordinary people, and these innocent people have been used for your special ability experiments. 90% of them will fail and die in the experiments, and even those who survive will be tortured. Their genes were modified and their bodies mutated. Although they activated some of their superpower factors and became stronger than ordinary people, are they still human? They were slaughtered like pigs and cows. They were even brainwashed by you and became members of the William family's suicide squad. I also know the ultimate purpose of your secret research on superhumans. You want to start a war and rule the world? Haha, what a joke. Li Xingtian couldn't stop once he started talking. Yan Wu Shuang was dumbfounded. She didn't expect Li Xingtian to know the secret that the dragon sect couldn't find out after investigating for so long. The 4 members of the William family looked ferocious. Their ambition in secret had been discovered by Li Xingtian. Their eyes were filled with murderous intent. They didn't plan to leave anyone alive. Hum! A strange energy wave surged. Li Xingtian, who was still shouting, suddenly disappeared. In the next second, he appeared in Mike's arms and was knocked out by Mike's palm. Mike's night clothes fluttered, and the energy wave was still around him. Qin Feng looked at the unconscious Avril on the ground and hurriedly threw a punch at Mike. I'll deal with Mike. I'll leave the other 3 to you. Qin Feng roared and arrived in front of Mike. Rumble! Qin Feng unleashed his Stage 7 inner Qi as he punched. His punch created a gust of wind, and the air whistled. Qin Feng's punch missed again. Hum! After his punch missed, Qin Feng raised his hand. The Spirit Blast sword flashed with orange light and cut through the night sky. The sharp sword Qi was as dense as the clouds and instantly surrounded the area. Let's see where you can hide! Qin Feng's sword danced in the air. He didn't care that his identity would be exposed if he used the Spirit Blast sword because he didn't plan to let the 4 members of the William family leave. Professor Mike disappeared, and Prince William and the other 2 attacked Yan Wu Shuang. Yan Wu Shuang was at a disadvantage, but Qin Feng's solitary 9 swords seemed invincible. Prince William's body was covered in ice armor as he retreated. William Leesy's night-traveling clothes were torn and tattered. Tom finally revealed his special ability. He was a wind-type special ability user. When he ran away, It was as if he had taken a rocket. P.S. I fell out of the monthly votes ranking the day before yesterday. Sigh. I still couldn't hold on. But I see the efforts of my readers. Thank you to all the readers who voted this month. Your support has made Hedonist Sovereign better. Chapter 659 / With a simple swing of the Chongling sword, a condensed sword she surged toward William. The rank 3 fire ability user, William, had no chance to escape. He was struck by the sword chi and fell to the ground. His clothes were torn to shreds, and his body was riddled with sword wounds. He was no longer breathing. William! Prince William and Tom roared at the same time. Professor Mike's voice was also mixed in between them. However, Professor Mike's voice was erratic, indicating that his position was constantly changing. Xiao Feng, you're courting death. Let's attack together and kill Xiao Feng first. Both Prince William and Tom were enraged. They were like two mad beasts as they roared and charged at Qin Feng. Rumble! Suddenly, Qin Feng heard the sound of wind breaking. Tom was dozens of meters away from Qin Feng a second ago, but in the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of Qin Feng. Storm Fist! Tom threw a punch. The center of his fist was like the eye of a hurricane. With Tom as the center, a gust of violent wind rose and crashed into Qin Feng's body. Bang! 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 The gust hit Qin Feng's body and produced the sound of metal clashing. Tom was a level 3 wind ability user, and the wind he released was extremely powerful. If an ordinary person were to stand in the wind gap, they would definitely be ground to pieces. Even a low-level Chinese ancient martial artist would not be able to withstand the impact of such intense wind. What? Why are you fine? Why are you not hurt at all? Tom was dumbfounded when he saw the scene in front of him. Qin Feng stood motionless in the gust like a towering mountain. No matter how the gust attacked him, Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged. Qin Feng's strength was at stage 7 inner qi, and with the protection of the sacred azure battle armor, Tom's gust of wind couldn't hurt him. Even so, Qin Feng found it hard to breathe after standing in the gust for a long time. Xiao Feng, come out of the eye of the wind! Yan Wushuang became nervous when she saw this. She leaped up and arrived beside Tom. At this time, Prince William had also rushed over. Before he arrived, the surrounding temperature had already dropped. Bitch, you're courting death! Prince William clapped his hands and an ice blade extended from his palm. Yan Wushuang frowned and changed her direction in midair. She drew 2 short blades in her hands and cut Prince William's ice sword into 2. However, in the next second, the broken ice sword recovered and continued to stab at Yan Wushuang. What a bunch of monsters! Yan Wushuang's body was as light as a swallow as she dodged Prince William's attack. As a member of the Dragon Gate, Yan Wushuang had helped the Dragon Gate complete many difficult missions and had seen many powerhouses from different countries. However, facing the powerhouses of the William Arcana clan of the United States, Yan Wushuang felt a headache. The arcana of these people defied common sense, and Yan Wushuang found it hard to deal with them. Yan Wushuang held Prince William back while Tom and Mike attacked Qin Feng together. Qin Feng was controlled by Tom's wind ability, so he couldn't escape for a while. Professor Mike's position kept changing, so Qin Feng had no way of locating the old man. Storm Fist! Tom threw another punch at Qin Feng, creating 3 whirlwinds around Qin Feng. It was even harder for Qin Feng to escape. Brat, you are dead meat! Mike, who had been hiding, suddenly appeared. His cold and hoarse voice came from behind Qin Feng. Before Qin Feng could turn around, he was hit in the back. Bang! Qin Feng's body was sent flying. Tom's black suit started to flutter, and the 3 whirlwinds started to move along with Qin Feng. The violent airflow collided with Qin Feng's body. Clang! 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 The sound of metal colliding with each other was terrifying enough. Xiao Feng! Yan Wushuang was frightened by the sound of a meat grinder. She hastily rushed toward Qin Feng. Yan Wu Shuang had dozens of flying daggers hidden in her tight black clothes. She couldn't care less about them now. The flying daggers rained down on Tom like raindrops. Pfft. Tom controlled his ability while dodging the flying daggers. After a few moves, Tom's arms and thighs were stabbed several times. The blades of the flying daggers all sank into his flesh, leaving only red strips of cloth fluttering in the wind. The pain caused Tom's forehead to break out in a cold sweat. Tom, don't stop. Keep surrounding this brat. As the three hurricanes quickly dissipated, Professor Mike roared. His figure disappeared once again, and before Qin Feng could react, he slapped Qin Feng's back again, sending him flying. The old man's special ability was very strange, and his speed was very fast. Qin Feng couldn't find a way out of this situation. Pfft. 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 Qin Feng didn't know how many times Professor Mike slapped him, and he was also hit by the three whirlwinds. Even though Qin Feng was wearing the illusory demon armor, he couldn't help but vomit a few mouthfuls of blood. You bastards! You are seeking death! Yan Wu Shuang's eyes turned red when she saw Qin Feng vomiting blood. She didn't know why she became so agitated. Whoosh! Yan Wu Shuang suddenly dashed toward Tom. She turned into a black shadow, and her speed was obviously several times faster than before. Tom's eyes widened and were filled with terror. He could already feel the aura of death surrounding him. No matter where he ran, he would not be able to survive. Buzz! A strange energy wave rippled. The dagger in Yan Wu Shuang's hand turned into a beam of white light and sliced through Tom's neck. At the same time, Tom's body suddenly disappeared. The next moment, he reappeared beside Mike. Professor Mike used his space arcana at the critical moment. He wanted to pull Tom away, but Yan Wu Shuang was too fast. Even Mike could not save Tom. A thin cut appeared on Tom's neck, and blood oozed out from the cut. The cut expanded and eventually spread to Tom's entire neck. His head was sent flying, and he was dead. Arg! You bitch! How dare you kill Tom? Both of you will pay with your life today! Buzz! Mike was like a crazy beast. He was still more than 10 meters away from Yan Wu Shuang when he roared. But in the next second, his skinny palm hit Yan Wu Shuang's back. Pfft! Yan Wu Shuang didn't have the protection of the armor. Her slender body was like a kite with a broken string. She vomited a few mouthfuls of blood in the air. Leader Yan, are you all right? Yan Wu Shuang landed on the grass not far from Qin Feng. Qin Feng's energy was in a mess, and he didn't have the strength to check on Yan Wu Shuang. Cough, cough. I'm not dead yet. No, but we don't have much longer to live. Yan Wu Shuang looked at Qin Feng with a complicated expression in her beautiful eyes. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for completing the quest. Help Yan Wu Shuang investigate the William family's secret plan. The system will reward host Qin Feng 10,000 hedonist points and a bottle of mutant gene solution. Ding! The hedonist sovereign system has issued a quest. Destroy the William family's secret plan. Quest time limit, 1 year. If the quest is completed, the system will reward host Qin Feng 200,000 hedonist points, an ancient giant beast gene solution, and a bottle of super mutant potion. If the quest is failed, 400,000 hedonist points will be deducted. The system notification rang in Qin Feng's mind, followed by Ouyang Feng's aged voice. Master, the Villa Master of White Camel Villa, Ouyang Feng, requests to fight. When Qin Feng regained his senses, Professor Mike and Prince William were already standing in front of him, and Yan Wu Shuang. Qin Feng had killed the rank 3 fire ability user, William Lease, and Yan Wu Shuang had killed the rank 3 wind ability user, Tom. Prince William and Mike were furious. Do you know how important a level 3 ability user is to the William family? Ever since the William family started developing ability users, they haven't produced many level 3 ability users. You guys have killed 2 of them at once. This is unforgivable. Professor Mike's eyes were filled with killing intent, and his wrinkled face was filled with malevolence. Buzz! Suddenly, a strange energy wave rippled in the air, and a huge rock floated in the air and landed on Qin Feng's body. With a loud bang, Qin Feng's body was smashed into the ground, and a small pit was formed. Qin Feng coughed violently and spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. "You bastards! Come at me if you dare! Don't touch my men!" Yan Wu Shuang felt an inexplicable pain in her heart when she saw Qin Feng was beaten. She screamed at Mike like a madman. Mike sneered. "Don't worry, bitch. I'll deal with your man first, and then I'll deal with you later. What do you think? Are you upset to see your man getting beaten up?" Mike had misunderstood the relationship between Qin Feng and Yan Wu Shuang, but Qin Feng and Yan Wu Shuang did not explain. Qin Feng was too injured to explain, and Yan Wu Shuang was not in the mood to. Whoosh! The huge rock that hit Qin Feng flew up again and quickly fell toward Qin Feng. This time, the speed of the rock was twice as fast. If it hit Qin Feng, it would smash his intestines out. "Stop, please stop." Yan Wu Shuang's eyes were filled with panic. She struggled to push Qin Feng away, but she was severely injured by Mike's palm strike, so she couldn't circulate her qi. Seeing that the huge rock was about to hit Qin Feng, Yan Wu Shuang's expression became fierce. Bang! With a loud bang, Qin Feng lay on the ground unscathed. The huge rock was sent flying by a punch, and it hit Prince William, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. Buzz! Mike changed his position first. In a flash, he appeared in an empty space more than 10 meters away. His old eyes were filled with killing intent as he stared coldly at the black-robed man standing beside Qin Feng. Mike could not see the man's face clearly, but he could sense an evil aura from the black-robed man. Even Professor Mike, a fourth-layer spatial ability user, felt his heart tremble at this moment. "Who are you? Why did you attack us?" Mike forced himself to calm down and stared at Ouyang Feng with vigilance. Ouyang Feng acted as if he did not hear Mike's question. He spoke unhurriedly, and his voice sounded like two pieces of iron rubbing against each other. "How dare you attack my little friend Xiao Feng? You must die!" Boom! Ouyang Feng and Shimenchui Xue had the same temperament. When they fought, they would not waste time talking nonsense. One of their palms slapped toward Professor Mike. A skinny and shriveled hand stretched out from under the black robe. The palm was old and wrinkled. Such a hand did not look threatening at all. It even looked like the arm of a dead person. However, it contained a strong aura of death, causing Professor Mike to panic. Buzz! Professor Mike's nocturnal clothes made a sharp noise, as if he was wearing an iron sheet. Ouyang Feng's palm rose and fell. In less than a second, the wind from his palm was like a blade, and it landed on Mike's position. But when it landed, Mike had already disappeared. Ouyang Feng waved his hand and tore off a piece of cloth from Mike's clothes. Buzz! Mike reappeared a dozen meters away, standing beside Prince William. Ouyang Feng and Mike looked at each other, and both of them were shocked. Chapter 660. Who are you? I advise you to stay out of this. Mike had started to fear Ouyang Feng. If possible, he didn't want to fight Ouyang Feng head-on. Prince William's internal organs were almost displaced by the impact of the boulder. He was still coughing violently. Mike took out a bottle of green liquid. Prince William crushed it and poured it into his mouth. I said you must die! Ouyang Feng's face was covered by a black hat. His voice was hoarse as if he had just walked out of hell. His black robe blended in with the night. His figure flickered and disappeared before Mike and Prince William's eyes. This guy is not easy to deal with. Let's leave after we capture Avril. Mike's expression froze, and his clothes began to flutter again. He and Prince William also suddenly disappeared. Their figures appeared from time to time, and every time they appeared, they would move more than 10 meters away. Moreover, their direction was completely irregular, making it impossible to track their movements. A strange energy wave surged, and Avril, who was lying unconscious on the ground, suddenly disappeared. Senior Ouyang Feng, don't let Avril be taken away. Mike is a rank 4 spatial ability user. He can switch positions, Qin Feng shouted. Ouyang Feng's wrinkled face under the black hat twisted. He suddenly thrust his palm into the air. The energy in his palm split the sky and created a vacuum in the air. Rumble! Rumble! Explosions rang out one after another in the air. Ouyang Feng's simple palm strike had caused the surrounding airflow to change its pattern. Hum! The strange energy wave fluctuated again, and its intensity decreased rapidly. Avril suddenly appeared in the air. Ouyang Feng leaped and brought Avril to Qin Feng's side in the next second. Pfft! Professor Mike and Prince William appeared in an empty space about 10 meters away. Prince William looked much better, but Professor Mike was pale and vomited a mouthful of blood. It seemed like he couldn't hold on much longer. Master, Mike's spiritual power is different when he uses his spatial ability on different targets. Li Xingtian is only a stage 2 inner chi martial artist, so it's very easy for Mike to switch places with him. Avril is unconscious and has no self-awareness, so it's easier for her to be taken away. But it's very difficult for Mike to switch positions with Master. So if Master can capture Avril, Mike can't take Avril away anymore. Little Pig's voice resounded in Qin Feng's mind. Qin Feng finally understood. It turned out that the strength of a superpower user's superpower was limited. They relied on their mental strength to control the release of their superpower. Mental strength was the same as the inner chi of an ancient martial arts practitioner. It would be depleted as it was used, and could only be recovered after a period of rest. Old friend Ouyang Feng, Mike can't hold on much longer. Take this opportunity to capture them alive. Qin Feng yelled, and Ouyang Feng's figure instantly disappeared. To prevent Mike from taking Avril away again, Qin Feng held Avril in his arms. Hey! Why are you hugging that woman? Let her go. Yan Wu Shuang was annoyed. She glared at Qin Feng angrily. Qin Feng explained with a serious expression. I'm afraid that Mike will take Avril away again, so I'm holding her to prevent that from happening. Obviously, Yan Wu Shuang didn't believe him. She shouted with a cold face. Then you only need to hold her hand. Why are you holding Avril in your arms? Your hand is still on her chest, you are too shameless. Qin Feng didn't expect Yan Wu Shuang to notice his little action even though it was so dark outside. He was embarrassed. Qin Feng quickly moved his hand away, but he still held Avril in his arms. Yan Wu Shuang was inexplicably angry. Go away. I'll hold Avril. The effect is the same. Yan Wu Shuang couldn't stand it anymore. She pushed Qin Feng away and pulled Avril to her side. Qin Feng scratched his head awkwardly. When he saw the bloodstains at the corner of Yan Wu Shuang's mouth, he took out 2 chi-strengthening pills from the system. He swallowed one and threw the other to Yan Wu Shuang. Eat it, and your body will recover in no time, Qin Feng said. The place where the chi-strengthening pill floated past was filled with a rich medicinal fragrance. Yan Wu Shuang caught the chi-strengthening pill, which was the size of a quail's egg, and her beautiful eyes shone brightly. Yan Wu Shuang was stunned and speechless for a moment. What? What is this? It's a medicinal pill. Anyway, it's good for your body. Eat it quickly. Qin Feng didn't explain the chi-strengthening pill in detail because he was afraid that Yan Wu Shuang would wet herself if she knew it was a grade 4 spiritual pill. You wouldn't use some kind of drug to harm me, right? Yan Wu Shuang said, but she was shocked. She could feel that it was a real medicinal pill, and its grade was not low. If you don't want to eat it, just throw it away, Qin Feng said indifferently. Yan Wu Shuang looked at the chi-strengthening pill in her hand carefully. Suddenly, she cried out in surprise. This is a grade 4 spiritual pill, right? I've seen it in the St. Medic Hall in Martial Artist Town. This grade 4 spiritual pill was the treasure of the St. Medic Hall. There are only 5 pills in a bottle, and it costs 50 million yuan and 2,000 points to buy. You have this kind of medicinal pill? Yan Wu Shuang was stunned. As a member of the Dragon Sect, she was experienced and knowledgeable. However, Qin Feng would always inadvertently provoke Yan Wu Shuang. A blue-grade spiritual weapon, a black-grade cultivation method, a mysterious expert friend, and now, a grade 4 spiritual pill as if it was candy. What kind of person was he? Are you sure you want to give me this qi-strengthening pill? Although Yan Wuxuang had known Qin Feng for a long time, and they always quarreled on the surface, their relationship was still quite close. Even so, it was not to the point of giving someone a precious medicinal pill like the qi-strengthening pill. If I eat it, you won't force me to marry you, right? I said I'll give it to you. Why are you so wishy-washy? You're like a woman, Qin Feng said indifferently. It was just a qi-strengthening pill, and it was nothing to a grade 4 alchemist like Qin Feng. Yan Wuxuang nodded, and a warm feeling surged in her heart. She stole a glance at Qin Feng, and this was the first time she found Qin Feng's side profile to be so handsome. He was so handsome that Yan Wuxuang blushed. In the next second, Yan Wuxuang suddenly shouted with a cold face. Who are you calling a woman? I'm a woman. Don't tell me you've always treated me like a tomboy. What kind of tomboy has such a big chest? All right, I'm going to help. Take care of Avril. After eating the qi-strengthening pill, Qin Feng's body had recovered by half. He leaped and disappeared from Yan Wuxuang's side. Yan Wuxuang wanted to scold Qin Feng again, but she found that he had slipped away. Yan Wuxuang was so angry that her shirt was about to burst. At this time, Ouyang Feng and Mike were fighting fiercely. Mike's face was as white as a sheet. He didn't dare to stop moving, and he kept using his special ability to change his position with Prince William. Ouyang Feng stood on the ground, under the night sky. The cold wind kept blowing, messing up his black robe. He struck his palm from time to time, and every time he disappeared, he would return to his original position the next moment. The sound of wind breaking was deafening. Although Ouyang Feng's attack didn't land on Mike and Prince William, Mike's black robe was in tatters, and his meticulously combed hair was in a mess. He looked very miserable. Xiao Feng is here. What should we do? Prince William frowned. He thought that with Professor Mike in charge, the operation would be a success. He didn't expect that a monster like Ouyang Feng would appear out of nowhere. I can't hold on any longer. Let's leave Avril and escape with Li Xingtian. Mike took a step back. He didn't dare to think too much. Escaping with Li Xingtian was the best outcome. Swoosh! Several white rays of light soared into the sky. Before Qin Feng's figure arrived, the wind blades arrived first. Professor Mike roared. Both of them disappeared again and reappeared in an open space a dozen meters away. The technique you used just now is very familiar. Are you Qin Feng? Prince William was shocked. The last time he ambushed Qin Feng at Ghost Mountain, Qin Feng used the wind blade martial skill to repel them. This earth rank skill was so powerful that Prince William remembered it clearly. Humph! You're courting death! Qin Feng didn't hold back when he realized that Prince William had seen through his identity. He raised his hand and a fireball flew towards Prince William. Mike and Prince William's eyes widened. Is Qin Feng a special ability user? Rumble! The destructive fire was so powerful that the temperature in the surroundings rose. Prince William didn't have time to think. He hastily activated his special ability. A strange energy wave rippled around him. Prince William pushed his hands forward and a wall of ice formed in front of him and Mike. Bang! The fireball collided with the ice wall and melted it instantly. Prince William's expression changed drastically. He was shocked by the flames released by Qin Feng. Only a rank 4 fire ability user could release such a powerful flame. Professor Mike, I can't hold on any longer. Let's go! The melted ice was immediately replaced by new ice. Layer after layer of ice walls appeared, but they were quickly melted by the fire of destruction. Prince William's face started to turn pale. Ouyang Feng seized the opportunity and launched a palm strike. Dozens of ice walls were shattered. Prince William was hit by the palm strike and was sent flying backward. Rumble! Qin Feng turned around and launched another palm strike. Several fireballs flew towards Mike. Mike cursed. He didn't even have the energy to use his special ability to save Prince William. He quickly changed his position. "Catch Prince William!" Qin Feng shouted at Ouyang Feng. His figure flashed, and he chased after Mike. Mike carried Li Xingtian in his hand and kept disappearing and reappearing. Qin Feng couldn't catch up to him because he couldn't pinpoint his location. "Professor Mike, leave first. Don't worry about me." Ouyang Feng was fast and had already caught Prince William. Just as Prince William finished speaking, Ouyang Feng slapped the back of his neck and knocked the prince out. Mike was so angry that he glared at Ouyang Feng, but there was nothing he could do. Ouyang Feng was too powerful. Ever since Ouyang Feng appeared, Professor Mike did not dare to stay in the same place for more than 2 seconds. If he did, he would definitely be sent flying by Ouyang Feng's palm. "Trying to escape? Not so easy!" Mike gave up on Prince William and left with Li Xingtian. Qin Feng quickly chased after them. His palms struck randomly in the air. Wind blades pierced through the air and aimlessly shot into the distance. "What's going on? Where am I?" Li Xingtian's voice suddenly sounded. Qin Feng instantly located Mike's position. A few wind blades quickly streaked past, heading straight for Mike. Mike originally wanted to continue using his ability to disappear, but after Li Xingtian woke up, he increased the intensity of Mike's ability. This time, he was actually a step slower, and his thigh was suddenly cut by 3 wind blades. Bang! Chapter 661. Damn it! How dare you mess up the William family's business? You'll have to collect your own corpses. Professor Mike's angry voice came from the sky. He didn't even plan to take Li Xingtian with him. This way, Professor Mike would have no burden and could still escape. "Senior Ouyang Feng, can you catch up with Mike?" Qin Feng shouted at Ouyang Feng while grabbing Li Xingtian. "Mike's ability is too strange. I can't locate him without inner qi," Ouyang Feng said helplessly. Although he was a genius in both internal and external cultivation, Ouyang Feng couldn't do anything in the face of a mutant's ability. Even Ouyang Feng couldn't catch Mike, so Qin Feng could only watch him escape. Qin Feng brought Li Xingtian to where Yan Wushuang and Avril were. Ouyang Feng grabbed Prince William with one hand and jumped lightly into the crowd. "Who is this senior?" Ouyang Feng appeared after Li Xingtian fainted, so he didn't know him. As a matter of fact, Yan Wushuang was also very curious about Ouyang Feng. She had already heard about the incident where Ouyang Feng wreaked havoc in the soaring cloud mansion a few days ago. It was said that a peerless expert had appeared at that time and defeated the purple dragon of China effortlessly. Recently, the dragon sect had been investigating Ouyang Feng's identity. "This is an old friend of mine. His identity is rather special. Even I don't know who he is. Everyone, don't ask too much. My senior has a very strange temper. If you anger him, I won't be able to help you." Qin Feng didn't want to reveal too much information about Ouyang Feng. Otherwise, there would be trouble. Li Xingtian had seen Ouyang Feng's skills. Even Mike couldn't beat Ouyang Feng. It was a taboo for experts like him to ask about their background. Li Xingtian didn't care. He bowed to Ouyang Feng and said, "Senior, thank you for saving me. I will remember your kindness. If you need my help in the future, please don't hesitate to ask." Yan Wushuang's sexy little mouth opened and closed. She had some doubts in her heart, but she didn't say it out loud. She was afraid that she might anger this powerful old man. Where is this?" While they were talking, Avril, who was lying on the ground, suddenly opened her beautiful eyes. She looked at Qin Feng and the others with a strange light in her eyes. Soon Avril's eyes became complicated. It seemed that she had regained her memory. "Girl, you're awake. Are you all right? You scared me to death." When Li Xingtian saw that Avril had woken up, he immediately went up and hugged his daughter. He had been separated from Avril for 5 years, and he was very excited to be reunited with her tonight. "Be careful!" Just as Li Xingtian hugged Avril, Qin Feng's expression suddenly changed. He pulled Li Xingtian away with one hand and grabbed Avril's dagger with the other. "Puchi!" Avril was about to pierce Li Xingtian's heart with the dagger, but Qin Feng grabbed it tightly. The sharp blade cut Qin Feng's palm, causing blood to flow out. Everyone was stunned. Li Xingtian seemed to have aged more than 10 years in an instant. His body went limp and he directly sat on the ground. His pair of turbid eyes lost their color as he looked at his daughter in shock and confusion. How could Li Xingtian accept this? His daughter wanted to kill him? What are you doing? That's your father! Qin Feng's expression turned sinister. If he hadn't guessed that Avril had been brainwashed, he would have killed Avril a long time ago. Hey! Father? Avril was grabbed by Qin Feng, but she was not nervous at all. Her gaze swept over Li Xingtian on the ground, and her beautiful eyes flashed with cold, murderous intent. That's right. The person I killed was my father, that cruel and unscrupulous beast. Avril calling Li Xingtian a beast shocked everyone once again. Li Xingtian's blood boiled, and his eyes rolled back as he fainted. Slap! A crisp sound rang out. Qin Feng slapped Avril. Avril's delicate body trembled violently as she stared at Qin Feng, dumbfounded. This stinky man dared to hit her, but... Why, you'll die a horrible death! I am going to kill you! After Avril regained her senses, she was so angry that her entire body trembled. She pounced at Qin Feng like a madman. Qin Feng didn't move at all. He slapped her again. Slap! This slap was even louder than the previous one. Avril felt a burning pain on her butt. Her charming face was as cold as frost, and she looked like she wanted to skin Qin Feng alive. Why you go and die? Avril's golden curls stood on end as if she had been electrocuted. Her beautiful eyes were empty and lifeless, and her black eyeballs rolled back, revealing the whites of her eyes. Avril's face suddenly turned as pale as a sheet of paper. Blue veins popped out on her forehead, and a layer of cold sweat broke out on her forehead. An invisible energy wave surged out from her body. Bang! A strong gust of wind blew behind Qin Feng. Before he could react, he was sent flying. Ouyang Feng didn't have time to stop Qin Feng because he was also stunned. This sudden turn of events was out of everyone's expectation. How dare you betray Master? You're courting death! Ouyang Feng's voice was hoarse and cold. His wrinkled face twisted as he slapped Yan Wushuang. The wind from his palm was so strong that it could shatter a mountain. The woman who sneak attacked Qin Feng was none other than Yan Wushuang. Pfft! Senior Ouyang Feng, please stop! Qin Feng spat out a mouthful of blood in midair and shouted anxiously. Ouyang Feng's skinny palm was already on Yan Wushuang's back. Even a stage 7 inner chi expert like Yan Wushuang would die in an instant. In the end, Ouyang Feng obeyed his master's order and stopped in time. Master! Ouyang Feng leaped into the air and appeared beside Qin Feng in the next second. He caught Qin Feng in his arms. Qin Feng ignored the fact that Ouyang Feng had called him master in a moment of desperation. He yelled at Li Xingtian. Hurry up and save Senior Li! Bang! As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, Yan Wushuang slapped Li Xingtian away. Avril's beautiful eyes returned to normal. Her starry black eyes stared at everyone proudly. However, her face was still as pale as a sheet of paper. It was as if all the strength in her body had been sucked out, and she collapsed to the ground. What happened just now? Xiao Feng, are you all right? Yan Wushuang's delicate body trembled as if she had just regained her senses. She looked at everyone in a daze. She felt that something strange had just happened, but she couldn't remember anything. Team leader Yan, hurry up and capture Avril. I suspect she has the ability to control people's minds. There were 5 people from the William family. Professor Mike and the other 3 had unleashed their special abilities. Avril had been concealing her true strength, but it seemed like her special ability was terrifying. Woman, you've lost your mind! Yan Wushuang threw herself at Avril angrily after she realized what had happened. Avril's special ability was unique. She was a rank 1 psionic special ability user. She could control people's minds. However, her current special ability level was too low. She had used up all her spiritual power to control Yan Wushuang, who was at stage 7 inner qi. Bang! 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 The sound of wind breaking echoed in the air. Qin Feng and Ouyang Feng furrowed their brows at the same time. A pair of scimitars flashed in the air. Under the moonlight, the pair of scimitars gleamed with a cold light. Bang! Ouyang Feng stood in front of Qin Feng and punched out with his bare hands. His fist smashed into one of the scimitars and sent it flying. Watch out! The other scimitar flew at Yan Wushuang. Qin Feng shouted. Yan Wushuang hastily leaped away from the scimitar. Buzz! Another energy wave rippled. Li Xingtian, who had fainted on the ground, suddenly disappeared. Oh no! Mike didn't leave. He took Li Xingtian away. Look after Prince William and Avril. Don't let them be taken away. Qin Feng quickly saw through the situation. Mike hadn't left and was just hiding in the dark, waiting for an opportunity to attack. Now, there was another Huaxia martial artist helping Mike. The pair of scimitars was thrown by the Huaxia martial artist. Qin Feng had already sensed the surge of inner qi. You're courting death! Ouyang Feng punched the scimitars away and disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already 20 meters away. A man with black cloth wrapped around his body, including his face, stood there. Only his eyes were exposed, and they glinted fiercely. The wind surged, and the air was filled with the strong smell of herbs. Qin Feng recognized the man immediately. He was the one who ambushed Qin Feng with Prince William at Ghost Mountain. The bright moon dragon phoenix slash returned to the man's hand. He held the scimitar in one hand and the phoenix in the other. The two scimitars slashed at Ouyang Feng's palm. Rumble! Ouyang Feng sent the man covered in black cloth flying with a palm strike. The man covered in black cloth fell to the ground and coughed violently. His black eyes were filled with shock. He was shocked by Ouyang Feng's strength. Qin Feng was also shocked. When they fought at Ghost Mountain not long ago, Qin Feng was still a stage 4 inner qi cultivator, and the man covered in black cloth was only a stage 5 inner qi cultivator. Only a month had passed, and the man covered in black cloth was already as strong as a stage 7 inner qi cultivator. Mike, let's go! The man covered in black cloth roared. His voice was deep and gloomy, making people feel uncomfortable. Buzz! Mike's clothes and hair fluttered in the wind. In the next moment, he and Li Xingtian disappeared. Rumble! Ouyang Feng's palm landed on the man covered in black cloth. The man covered in black cloth disappeared as well. Ouyang Feng's palm strike only left a deep palm print on the ground. Where is he? Qin Feng was hit by Yan Wushuang's palm. He had been using his qi to heal himself, and now he was feeling a little better. Mike's spatial ability was truly strange. Even Ouyang Feng didn't dare to lower his guard. He had already arrived at Qin Feng's side, protecting him at all times. Qin Feng, are you alright? Did I injure you just now? Yan Wushuang knocked Avril out and came to Qin Feng's side. She looked at Qin Feng with a complicated expression. Leader Yan, it's not your fault. I can see that you are bewitched. I think Avril is controlling you. Qin Feng had learned the spiritual beast master's sensing ability from Qiao Shi, and he had entered the realm of myriad creation. That was why he stopped Ouyang Feng in time. Qin Feng had already noticed Yan Wushuang's abnormal condition. Although Qin Feng didn't blame Yan Wushuang still blamed herself. She and Qin Feng were partners who fought side by side, and they had to share life and death together in a mission. Their backs could only be guarded by their companions, but Yan Wushuang betrayed Qin Feng and injured him. I think they are really gone this time, Ouyang Feng, who had been silent all this while, suddenly said. Ouyang Feng could sense the inner qi fluctuation of the man covered in black cloth. However, after a long time, he couldn't sense any inner qi fluctuation within a few hundred meters. Sigh! Avril is here, but they took Li Xingtian away. What the hell is going on? Qin Feng looked at the unconscious Avril and didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Chapter 662. Qin Feng and the others stayed in the clearing for a while. Mike and the man in the black cloth sack did not return. It seemed like they were really afraid of Ouyang Feng, so they left Prince William and Avril behind and ran away. Xiao Feng, since there's no more danger here, I'll take my leave, Ouyang Feng said to Qin Feng. He leaped into the air and disappeared into the dark night. Yan Wushuang let out a long sigh of relief. She felt an invisible pressure when Ouyang Feng was around. Now that Ouyang Feng was gone, the pressure disappeared completely. Team Leader Yan, what should we do now? Qin Feng asked Yan Wushuang as he looked at the unconscious Avril and Prince William. A strange light flickered in Yan Wushuang's beautiful eyes. She pondered for a moment and then said, Although we didn't capture all the people sent by the William family, we have completed the task assigned to us by the Dragon Gate. Now, we will bring our men back to the Dragon Gate to report. As for what to do next, let the higher-ups decide. As Yan Wushuang spoke, she carried Avril and walked forward, leaving Prince William to be carried by Qin Feng. Team Leader Yan, you go back alone. I'm not going to the Dragon Gate with you. Also, leave Avril with me and bring Prince William back. Qin Feng snatched Avril from Yan Wushuang's arms. Yan Wushuang was furious. Give Avril back to me. Where are you going with her? Yan Wushuang shouted at Qin Feng, but Qin Feng ignored her and ran faster than a rabbit with Avril in his arms. You bastard! Don't let me see you again! Yan Wushuang stomped her feet in anger. She only calmed down after venting her anger for a while. Seeing Qin Feng disappear into the night, Yan Wushuang carried Prince William back to the Dragon Gate. Meanwhile, Qin Feng and Avril had arrived at Yan Wushuang's villa. Qin Feng carried Avril all the way to the room on the 3rd floor. He threw Avril on the bed and was about to take off her clothes. What are you doing, master? Little Pig asked in confusion. Qin Feng was stunned. He almost forgot that he brought Avril back to ask her about the William family's base and experiments. After he completed the mission of help Yan Wushuang investigate the William family's secret plan, the system assigned him the mission of destroy the William family's secret plan. Qin Feng needed to collect more information about the William family. Cough, cough. I didn't do anything. Qin Feng withdrew his hand from Avril's collar. He looked at the mixed-blood Avril and couldn't help but gulp. Master, if I'm not mistaken, you wanted to fuck her just now, right? Little Pig had a look of disdain on his face. Qin Feng hurriedly glared at Little Pig and said with a deadpan expression, Nonsense! As a virtuous Chinese medicine teacher, how could I do such a thing? Little Pig couldn't be bothered to expose Qin Feng, so he changed the topic and said, Master, if you want Avril's memories, you'll have to spend 10,000 hedonist points. Didn't you say it's only 5,000 hedonist points? Why did the price increase as soon as you came back? Qin Feng complained. Qin Feng had planned to obtain Avril's memories back at the biology lab, so he brought Avril back to the villa alone. One memory costs 5,000 hedonist points, so of course 2 memories cost 10,000 hedonist points. Little Pig said as it shook its head. Qin Feng's expression slightly changed. Avril has 2 memories? Yes, before she was captured by the William family, she had 1 memory. After she was captured, she was brainwashed, so she has another memory. Little Pig explained. Qin Feng looked at Avril, who was still beautiful and moving even when she was unconscious. He suddenly felt that this girl's life was quite pitiful. At her age, she should have spent her youth in university, but she had been brainwashed by the William family for 5 years, and even her original memories had been sealed. Purchase. Qin Feng spent 10,000 hedonist points to purchase Avril's memories. Immediately, 2 massive waves of information flowed into Qin Feng's mind. After half an hour, Qin Feng's expression became serious. He had understood everything about Avril since she was born. Avril's original name was Li Shanshan. She really was Li Xingtian's daughter. Avril was 22 years old this year. She was captured by the William family when she was 17. At that time, Li Shanshan's mother, Avril, was still alive, and the family of 3 lived a warm and happy life. This kind of life was shattered by the William family. 5 years ago, Li Xingtian developed the new biological gene technology, which caused a sensation in the medical world. Not long after, the William family found Li Xingtian and tricked him into going to the William family's base in America to do research. Afterwards, Li Xingtian discovered the William family's research secrets and their ambition. Li Xingtian began to think of ways to escape this demon family. In the end, Li Xingtian escaped and angered the higher-ups of the William family. They secretly killed Li Xingtian's wife, Avril. In order to remember his wife, Avril, Li Xingtian changed his daughter's name to Avril. Not long after, his daughter, Li Shanshan, was also captured. After Li Shanshan was captured, she was brainwashed. All of her previous memories were sealed, which led to the appearance of the second set of memories. This memory was forcefully implanted into Li Shanshan's brain by the William family. They inverted right and wrong, saying that Li Xingtian had an affair and abandoned Avril and Li Shanshan. In the end, he even killed his wife, Avril. Li Shanshan's second memory was that she hated her father. She wanted to avenge her mother and kill that heartless man, Li Xingtian. It was also for this reason that Li Shanshan suddenly attacked Li Xingtian in the laboratory. After seeing Li Shanshan's memories, Qin Feng felt pity for this girl. A good family had been destroyed, and Li Shanshan had been used by the enemy. She had always lived in a mess of hatred. What disappointed Qin Feng was that the William family's people were extremely cautious and careful. They probably already knew that Li Shanshan would be captured one day. The memories they implanted in Li Shanshan didn't involve any of the William family's secrets. Moreover, Li Shanshan didn't stay in the William family's base for the past 5 years. She stayed in America. In short, in her second memory, there was almost no internal secret information about the William family. "Master, Avril's about to wake up!" Little Pig's voice sounded out, and Qin Feng came back to his senses. Looking at the beautiful and moving Li Shanshan sleeping soundly, Qin Feng hesitated for a moment before saying, "Little Pig, help me recover Li Shanshan's memories from 5 years ago and seal her memories from the William family." "Master, it'll cost you 5,000 hedonist points," Little Pig said. "Flour!" Qin Feng ordered. 5,000 hedonist points instantly disappeared, leaving Qin Feng with 42,000 hedonist points. Avril's long eyelashes slightly trembled, and soon, she opened her enchanting eyes. Avril was a mixed blood. Her eyes were light blue, her nose was tall, and her eyebrows were protruding. She was a very beautiful woman, and her beautiful eyes sparkled. They weren't as cold and distant as before, but were filled with spirituality and sweetness. They were a pair of eyes that could laugh and talk. W, who are you? W, why am I here? Where are my daddy and mommy?" As soon as Avril woke up, she sat up in shock. She crossed her arms in front of her chest and looked Qin Feng up and down with a vigilant expression. Qin Feng smiled brightly. He knew that Avril's memories had been restored to the state before she was captured by the William family 5 years ago. So Avril had been so adorable back then. "Shan, don't you recognize me? I'm your boyfriend, Xiao Feng." As soon as Qin Feng said this, Avril's eyes widened in disbelief. Since when did she have a boyfriend? Little Pig tumbled in the system. He was completely defeated by Qin Feng's shamelessness. "I don't have a boyfriend." "Why, you're not a bad person, are you? Hurry and leave, or else I'll call the police." Li Shanshan's expression was adorable, and her words were adorable. She was completely different from the cold and calm Avril. Qin Feng liked the current Li Shanshan more. "Shanshan, I'm not a bad person. Take a look at my ID. I'm a teacher at Provincial Capital University." Qin Feng took out his teacher's ID. Li Shanshan looked at it seriously. After a while, Li Shanshan's vigilant expression relaxed. She looked at Qin Feng with a puzzled expression and asked, "Teacher Xiao Feng, where are my daddy and mommy? I want to see them. They've gone to the National Research Bureau to conduct secret experiments. They'll probably be back in a few years. Don't worry, Uncle entrusted the rest of your life to me before he left. I'll take good care of you for him." Qin Feng couldn't help but glance at Avril's miniskirt, when he mentioned the rest of his life. Avril hurriedly covered up her skirt and glared at Qin Feng with a huff. Nonsense, my daddy never mentioned you to me. Hurry and let me go, or I'll really call the police. Li Shanshan was clever and quick-witted. Naturally, she wouldn't be so easily fooled by Qin Feng. She jumped off the bed and ran outside. Qin Feng hurriedly grabbed her and pulled her back. Ah! What are you doing? Hurry and let go of my arm. My daddy is very powerful. If you dare to bully me, my daddy will give you a good beating. When Li Shanshan talked about Li Xingtian, her face was full of pride. Qin Feng felt a bit sad in his heart. If this girl remembered the fact that she almost killed Li Xingtian not long ago, would she suddenly collapse and faint like Li Xingtian? Shan, don't be so agitated. Uncle gave this to me before he left. He said you'll believe me when you see this. Qin Feng took out the jade pendant that Li Xingtian secretly gave him. Li Shanshan hurriedly snatched the jade pendant and held it in her hands like it was a treasure. She couldn't stop looking at it. This was a gift from Daddy when I was born. I've always worn it around my neck. How did it end up with you? Li Shanshan's memory returned to 5 years ago. Her memories of the 5 years in the William family were blank. This way, Li Shanshan had been separated from society for 5 years. Qin Feng had to think of a way to fool her. Shanshan, have you forgotten? 5 years ago, you got a strange disease. Even Uncle Li Xingtian couldn't cure you. Uncle and Auntie took you to see famous doctors all over the world, but you still couldn't wake up. In order to cure you, Uncle and Auntie spent all their savings. They also went to the country's secret research institute to make money to keep you alive. After they left, I've been taking care of you. I really didn't expect you to suddenly wake up. Qin Feng felt that if he was acting, he should go all the way. As he spoke, he suddenly pounced on Li Shanshan and hugged her. He hugged her so tightly that she couldn't breathe. Ah! Don't touch me. I don't even know you. Who are you? Li Shanshan was confused by Qin Feng. She even suspected that Qin Feng was crazy. Of course I'm your boyfriend. Otherwise, Uncle and Auntie wouldn't be willing to entrust the rest of your life to me, Qin Feng said with a serious expression. The sound of footsteps came from the stairs of the villa. Yan Wushuang had just walked to the 3rd floor when she saw Qin Feng telling Avril that he was her boyfriend. She was so angry that smoke was coming out of her head. Chapter 663. Qin Feng was startled by Yan Wushuang's sudden appearance. He quickly kept a safe distance from Avril and looked at Yan Wushuang with a smile. Hee hee! Group leader Yan, you're back so soon? Did Prince William tell you anything? Qin Feng changed the topic and pretended that nothing had happened. Yan Wushuang gritted her teeth and glared at Qin Feng. She didn't know what to say. Who's this big sister? Li Shanshan looked at Yan Wushuang curiously with her beautiful eyes. She realized that she was surrounded by strangers the moment she woke up. Xiao Feng, you drugged her? This woman is stupid. Don't you know it's against the law? Yan Wushuang stared at Qin Feng in shock. She knew Qin Feng was shameless and lecherous, but she didn't expect him to do such a wicked thing. What do you mean drugged her? Who are you two? Let me go! Li Shanshan was anxious. She felt that Qin Feng and Yan Wushuang were weird. Although they weren't bad people, she didn't think they were good people. Qin Feng's mouth twitched violently. He was furious with Yan Wushuang. Why can't this woman think better of herself? Why does she have to give me a bad reputation for drugging and forcing someone? Ahem! Shanshan, don't be afraid. This is my partner, Yan Wushuang. She's a senior police officer and is definitely a good person. I'm going to discuss some work matters with your big sister Yan. You can stay in the villa and play by yourself. Don't go anywhere, Qin Feng said to Li Shanshan and dragged Yan Wushuang to her room. Li Shanshan and Yan Wushuang were bewildered by Qin Feng's words. Qin Feng, are you crazy? What do you want? Let me tell you, the dragon sect is looking for Avril. She's closely related to the William family. Don't you dare to hide her! Yan Wushuang exploded as soon as she arrived at Yan Wushuang's room. Group leader Yan, let me explain. Avril is really Li Xingtian's daughter. Her original name is Li Shanshan. 5 years ago, she was captured by the William family. Qin Feng told Yan Wushuang everything he knew about Avril's memories. Yan Wushuang was dumbfounded. Qin Feng, don't you have any shame? In order to get that foreign girl, you actually made up a whole story. Why don't you write a novel? If you were to write novels, you would definitely be more famous than the popular author, young Master Du. Yan Wushuang glared at Qin Feng angrily. She did not believe Qin Feng's nonsense. Qin Feng felt helpless. He couldn't tell Yan Wushuang that he had spent hedonist points to buy this information, could he? Team leader Yan, why would I lie to you? Since the Dragon Gate arranged for you to carry out the William family's mission, I believe you've gathered a lot of relevant information and clues in private. Tell me, which part of what I just said was false? Qin Feng said seriously. Yan Wushuang calmed down a little. She turned around and pondered over Qin Feng's words. Yan Wushuang realized that Qin Feng was right about many things. Li Xingtian's daughter was called Li Shanshan, and his wife was called Avril. Also, Avril was killed 5 years ago, and Li Shanshan went missing. Yan Wushuang knew about these things through the Dragon Gate's intelligence network. None of this information was recorded in the police station because Li Xingtian did not report the case. Only the Dragon Gate's intelligence network could find something fishy. How could Qin Feng know so much? This was beyond Yan Wushuang's expectations. Moreover, Qin Feng had just said a lot of information that even Yan Wushuang could not tell whether it was true or false. What you just said was true. How did you know? Yan Wushuang finally cast aside her prejudice against Qin Feng and began to re-examine this matter. It's absolutely true. Qin Feng's face was solemn as he continued. Actually, I also have a special ability. I have a fire attribute special ability. And I have a powerful spiritual power. Just now, when Avril was unconscious, I hypnotized her and interrogated her for this information. Qin Feng could not tell Yan Wushuang about the hedonist sovereign system. It was not that he did not believe her, but that she would not believe him even if he told her. She would definitely scold Qin Feng for being stupid. Qin Feng would not do such a stupid thing. Yan Wushuang's beautiful eyes flashed, and her expression kept changing. You also have a special ability? Why haven't I heard you mention it before? Yan Wushuang still did not believe Qin Feng. Qin Feng was not in a hurry. He calmly made up an excuse. I really did not know it was a special ability before. It was only after I met the William family's special ability user that I knew I have a fire attribute special ability user. Do you still remember the fireball I shot out during the fight? If I am not a special ability user, how can I shoot out a fireball? Take a picture and let me see. Yan Wushuang choked on Qin Feng's words. Yan Wushuang was an orthodox martial cultivator. How could she shoot out a fireball for Qin Feng? Then could you be a demon cultivator as well? How could I be a demon cultivator? We've been partners for so long. Don't you know what color underwear I wear? I am an orthodox martial cultivator. Qin Feng looked at Yan Wushuang seriously. Yan Wushuang's face instantly turned cold. She shouted angrily. Are you crazy? How would I know what color underwear you wear? Ah? You don't know? But I know your underwear is black. Qin Feng's face was full of disbelief. Yan Wushuang's hands were already on the twin blades under her leather jacket. She was ready to slit Qin Feng's throat at any time. Are you kidding me? I'm just guessing. Are you really wearing black? Show me. Qin Feng continued to shout before Yan Wushuang could make a move. Qin Feng, do you want to die? Just as Qin Feng's head touched Yan Wushuang's thighs, the twin blades were pressed against his neck. Qin Feng could feel the coldness of the blades. Team leader Yan, what do you think about what I told you just now? Qin Feng had already retreated. He stood with his hands clasped behind his back. His face was full of righteousness, as if nothing had happened. Yan Wu Shuang was furious. She felt that if she partnered with Qin Feng a few more times, she would be angered to death by this brat. Can you guarantee that you are telling the truth? Yan Wu Shuang became serious. If I'm lying, I will be the enemy of the Dragon Sect. The Dragon Sect can issue the highest wanted order, Qin Feng said seriously. After staying in the Dragon Sect for a while, Qin Feng had a better understanding of the Dragon Sect. The highest wanted order issued by the Dragon Sect was not to be underestimated. No matter where one fled to, the Dragon Sect would be able to find him until all the forces that supported him were eliminated. Yan Wu Shuang stared at Qin Feng for a long time. Finally, she exhaled and said calmly, "Did you get any important information about the William family from Li Shanshan?" Since Yan Wu Shuang had changed Avril's name to Li Shanshan, Qin Feng knew that Avril had believed his words. "I didn't get any useful information out of her. The William family is very cunning. Li Shanshan is just a chess piece in their eyes. From the day they used Li Shanshan, they already knew that she would be captured." Yan Wu Shuang was silent for a while after listening to Qin Feng's words. Suddenly, the door was pushed open. Li Shanshan opened her big eyes and looked at Qin Feng and Yan Wu Shuang innocently. Are you done talking? It's too late now. I want to see Daddy and Mommy." Yan Wu Shuang looked at Li Shanshan's clear eyes and noticed the change in Li Shanshan. Yan Wu Shuang believed Qin Feng's words even more. She did not expect Qin Feng to have such a magical ability. He could seal other people's memories. "Shanshan, your parents have been selected by the country's secret research institute to do something important for the country. You can stay here peacefully. Your boyfriend, Xiao Feng, and I will take good care of you." When Yan Wu Shuang said that Qin Feng was Li Shanshan's boyfriend, she felt very uncomfortable. However, her heart softened. After learning about Li Shanshan's background, she felt that this girl was quite pitiful. "Ah? Is he really my boyfriend? Why does my boyfriend look so ordinary? How did I fall for him? Are you two part of a human trafficking gang that work together to deceive me?" Li Shanshan looked at Qin Feng and Yan Wu Shuang vigilantly. Yan Wu Shuang's face darkened. She was a member of the Dragon Sect. How could Li Shanshan say that she was part of a human trafficking gang? Qin Feng's head was fuming. He could no longer explain the appearance of his identity as Xiao Feng. "Shanshan, don't talk nonsense. This is Leader Yan of the Dragon Sect. She's a good person." Qin Feng quickly grabbed Li Shanshan's hand and explained to her patiently like a boyfriend. Li Shanshan still did not believe him. She quickly shook off Qin Feng's hand and hid far away. "Xiao Feng, you go out first. I have something to say to Shanshan." Yan Wu Shuang looked at Qin Feng, who was always looking for opportunities to take advantage of Li Shanshan. She wanted to kick him to death. "Shanshan, don't be afraid. I'll wait for you outside. Shout for me if you need anything. I'll come out immediately." Qin Feng comforted Li Shanshan and went out the door. Yan Wu Shuang's eyes were spitting fire. It was as if she was going to do something bad to Li Shanshan. "Big Sister Yan, what's the matter?" Li Shanshan was a little nervous since only Yan Wu Shuang and Li Shanshan were left in the room. Yan Wu Shuang pointed at a chair and gestured for Li Shanshan to sit down. Yan Wu Shuang calmed herself down and organized her thoughts. Then, she began to help Qin Feng with this huge cover. An hour later, Li Shanshan and Yan Wu Shuang walked down arm in arm. Qin Feng was lying on the sofa watching TV. "Shanshan, Team Leader Yan, you're here." Qin Feng winked at Yan Wu Shuang. He wanted to know what was going on. Yan Wu Shuang completely ignored Qin Feng. Li Shanshan looked at Qin Feng shyly and said softly, "Xiao Feng, I misunderstood you earlier. So you really are my boyfriend. Big Sister Yan told me everything just now. I believe you. Thank you for taking care of me all this time." Yan Wu Shuang didn't answer Li Shanshan at all. Qin Feng looked at Li Shanshan, who was blushing as if she had just experienced puberty. He didn't know what to say. Yan Wu Shuang was really something. She managed to get Li Shanshan in such a short time. Shanshan, you haven't had dinner. Are you hungry? Yan Wushuang pulled Li Shanshan to sit on the sofa. Before Li Shanshan could say anything, Yan Wushuang pinched Qin Feng's waist. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and make supper for your girlfriend. Remember, make my share as well. Qin Feng looked sullen. He went to the kitchen unwillingly. Almost all the people in Dragon Sect were men. Yan Wushuang was bored staying in Dragon Sect alone. Now that Li Shanshan was there to keep her company, the two beauties chatted happily. Qin Feng quickly made supper. Having two beauties accompany him to watch television and eat supper at the same time was an extremely good feeling. Shanshan, it's getting late. Do you want to sleep? Yan Wushuang asked Li Shanshan after supper. She looked so concerned as if she was Li Shanshan's biological sister. I am a little sleepy. Li Shanshan suddenly became shy. She looked at Qin Feng shyly. She immediately hugged Yan Wushuang's arm and said, Big Sister Yan, who did I sleep with before? Can I sleep with you? Qin Feng and Yan Wushuang were stunned. Soon, Qin Feng smiled and said, Shanshan, you used to sleep with me. Group leader Yan is used to sleeping alone. Don't disturb her. Li Shanshan pouted. She looked reluctant, but she still let go of Yan Wushuang's arm. She looked at Qin Feng nervously and said, Oh, then let's go to sleep? Chapter 664. After Prince William was captured, the higher-ups of the Dragon Sect began to interrogate him overnight. The Dragon Sect also sent a large number of people to block the exit to capture Mike and the man in the black cloth bag. Qin Feng did not have to worry about these things. This time, he and Yan Wushuang had successfully completed their mission. Not only did they capture the main character of the William family, but they also learned the William family's secret goal of researching mutants behind the scenes. They wanted to dominate the world. Qin Feng could not tell if these people were crazy or if they had the confidence to plan such a thing. Yan Wushuang originally wanted Qin Feng to go to the Dragon Sect to collect the reward and go through the procedures. Qin Feng hated these things the most, so he asked Yan Wushuang to help him. Early in the morning, Qin Feng brought Li Shanshan to a private high school for nobles in the provincial capital. Yan Wushuang used her connections to send Li Shanshan there. After learning that Li Shanshan did not have any secrets about the William family in her memory, Yan Wushuang applied to the Dragon Sect to cancel the investigation on Li Shanshan. The Dragon Sect finally agreed. After all, Li Shanshan's father, Li Xingtian, was a Chinese medicine master. 5 years ago, he developed the new biological gene technology. It was not good for the Dragon Sect to make things difficult for Li Shanshan, the descendant of such a person who made great contributions to the country. Li Shanshan's memory stopped at 5 years ago, when she was in her 3rd year of high school. Now that Qin Feng brought Li Shanshan back to school, she was so happy that she danced. Qin Feng felt that this pure and clean school life was the place where Li Shanshan should stay. Xiao Feng, why you're leaving? Qin Feng was like a responsible boyfriend. He brought Li Shanshan to report to class and teachers. After going through all the procedures, it was time for Qin Feng to leave. Shanshan, this is the best high school in the provincial capital. Study hard here. When you get into university, your daddy might come back. The provincial capital's high school was closed. Li Shanshan would have to live on campus and could only go to Yan Wushuang's mansion on weekends. However, Qin Feng had completed the William family's mission, so his partnership with Yan Wushuang was over. He was not sure if he would go to Yan Wushuang's mansion again. Sometimes, a farewell could be forever, and a hug could be the last hug. What about my mommy? Is she coming back with daddy? Li Shanshan tilted her head and looked at Qin Feng with an innocent and cute face. I'll be back, Qin Feng said after taking a deep breath. Xiao Feng, then I'll look for you to play during the holidays. When my daddy and mommy come back, we'll all live together. Li Shanshan only had Li Xingtian as her only relative. She didn't know where all her friends in the capital had gone. Although she and Qin Feng had only known each other for a night, she had started to rely on Qin Feng. After all, Li Shanshan's memory was that of a 17-year-old child. She was not even an adult. All right. Qin Feng nodded. He didn't know what else to say to Li Shanshan. That was all he could do. After all, Li Xingtian had become a candidate disciple of the Hero Alliance. Qin Feng should help Li Xingtian arrange Li Shanshan well. Shanshan, this is for you. Drink it if you want, or throw it away if you don't. Qin Feng took out a bottle of aspergine fluid from the system and handed it to Li Shanshan. This aspergine fluid was a reward from the system after Qin Feng completed the mission. Help Yan Wu Shuang surpass the William family's backstage plan. According to Little Pig, this bottle of aspergine fluid could instantly turn an ordinary person into a esper, and the attribute of the aspergine fluid was random. If the esper consumed this aspergine fluid, the aspergine fluid would produce a second aspergine fluid and a second aspergine fluid. Qin Feng had no use for this aspergine fluid. After Qin Feng obtained the incantation of myriad beasts, he could absorb the demon cores of demonic beasts and become a multi-elemental demon cultivator. Qin Feng felt that it was better to leave this aspergine fluid for Li Shanshan. What is this? Li Shanshan held the blue aspergine fluid in her hand and asked curiously. Shanshan, I'm leaving. Take care of yourself. Top lid blue bottle. It's super delicious. Qin Feng laughed. I'm leaving now, Shanshan. Take care of yourself. Li Shanshan was amused, and her smile was as bright as a flower. However, halfway through her laughter, Li Shanshan's smile froze. She saw Qin Feng had really left, leaving her a lonely figure. Li Shanshan's heart suddenly felt empty, as if she had lost something. Xiao Feng! Li Shanshan suddenly ran toward Qin Feng and hugged him from behind. She only hugged him for a few seconds before she let go. Li Shanshan's pretty face was more charming and rosy than the sunset. She said in a soft voice, Remember to miss me. Qin Feng did not turn around. He was a little afraid of this parting scene. After all, where in life would there be no parting? You can look for your big sister Yan if you need anything in the future. Qin Feng paused for a while and continued to walk toward the school gate. After walking for a while, Li Shanshan's anxious voice suddenly came from behind. Xiao Feng, can I look for you if I need anything? Qin Feng's footsteps froze. After a moment of silence, he smiled and said, Sure. Qin Feng returned to Yan Wu Shuang's villa after he left the provincial capital's aristocratic school. Now that the William family's mission was over, the St. Medic Institute's exchange delegation had left provincial capital university. Qin Feng had asked Principal Wang Zhongwe to replace him as the Chinese medicine teacher of Class 1 of the medical college. Qin Feng had become a lecturer of Chinese medicine and would give 2 lectures every week. This was a decision Qin Feng made because he couldn't let go of his students. Qin Feng knew that there would be more missions and challenges waiting for him in the future. He would definitely become busier and busier. The leisurely and carefree life of a schoolteacher would also be far away from him. Qin Feng stayed in the villa for the whole afternoon. He waited until 7 p.m. and prepared to go to Ghost Mountain. The ancient martial arts ruins exploration mission was about to begin. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for completing the mission to be recognized as the strongest teacher in Provincial Capital University. You have successfully become the strongest teacher in Provincial Capital University. The system rewards host Qin Feng 3,000 hedonist points and 1 Halo of Justice medal. The system's notification suddenly sounded. A medal with a dove with its wings spread out appeared in Qin Feng's hand. It symbolized peace. The Halo of Justice medal flashed with a milky white light. When the light shone on Qin Feng's body, it was as gentle and warm as the winter sun. It instantly calmed Qin Feng's heart. Halo of Justice medal. After wearing it, the host has 1 hour of justice chi, which can deter bad people. It can only be used once a day. Qin Feng was dumbfounded when he read the introduction of the Halo of Justice medal. The system had a detailed introduction. The so-called justice chi was actually comparable to the true energy stage's true energy. To put it simply, as long as Qin Feng wore the Halo of Justice medal and activated the justice chi, true energy would radiate from Qin Feng's body. That was the aura of a cultivator. It could scare enemies to death. With the halo of justice metal in his hand, Qin Feng really wanted to activate the justice chi immediately. He wanted to feel what true energy was like. It was the pure chi that could only be refined after reaching stage 9 inner chi. Qin Feng resisted the urge. He was going to Ghost Mountain soon. He was going to explore the ancient martial arts ruins with a group of strangers. It was Qin Feng's first time entering the ancient martial arts ruins. It must be dangerous inside. Qin Feng decided to keep the halo of justice metal. After all, the justice chi could only be activated once a day. If he activated it now, he wouldn't be able to use it if he encountered danger in the ancient martial arts ruins. The sudden completion of the strongest teacher mission made Qin Feng feel much better. He tidied up his clothes and rushed to Ghost Mountain under the cover of the night. When he arrived at Ghost Mountain, he was surrounded by chilly winds. Ghost Mountain was surrounded by barren hills. There were also abandoned mines and factories. Qin Feng had been here once with Lu Jie. Now that he was here, he was quite familiar with the terrain of Ghost Mountain. "Who are you?" As soon as Qin Feng arrived at the entrance of Ghost Mountain, he sensed a steady and thick aura. Qin Feng tried to sense the aura, but he couldn't tell the strength of the other party. It was obvious that the other party was a powerful expert. "I'm Green Wolf. I'm here to explore the ancient martial arts ruins." Qin Feng had already transformed the sacred azure battle armor into Green Wolf's appearance. On the cliff at the entrance of Ghost Mountain, a man in a black robe and a white mask stood there. Judging from the man's voice, he should be in his 60s. "I'm White Cloud. The others haven't arrived yet. Please wait." The old man's words were concise. Qin Feng's expression changed slightly. He had chatted with the people who participated in this mission through the Martial Artist Alliance's cell phone. This White Cloud was the person who issued the mission to explore the ancient martial arts ruins. At that time, everyone was quarreling in the group. However, as soon as White Cloud spoke, everyone fell silent. This showed that White Cloud was not a simple person. "Greetings, Senior White Cloud." Qin Feng bowed slightly to White Cloud. White Cloud nodded and said nothing. The sky gradually darkened as the two of them stood at the edge of Ghost Mountain's cliff. "Who are you?" White Cloud asked again after waiting for 5 minutes. Qin Feng didn't notice that someone was coming. After waiting for 10 seconds, he heard Hua Yan's voice. "I'm Billowy Lady. I'm here to explore the ancient martial arts ruins." As soon as Hua Yan finished her sentence, a beautiful figure appeared beside Qin Feng and White Cloud. She was wearing a cat's costume and a cat's head mask. She looked exactly the same as when Qin Feng and Hua Yan first came to Ghost Mountain to kill Taoist Rakshasa. "The iceberg fairy is here." 2 women in green clothes flew toward them as soon as Hua Yan arrived. The one standing in front of the two was an old Taoist nun in her 50s, but her skin was well maintained. It was as tender as a young girl in her 20s. Behind her stood a young Taoist nun, who looked to be in her early 20s. "Are you from the Amei sect?" White Cloud asked. "I'm here to look for treasures in the ancient martial arts ruins. We can talk about other things later." The nickname of the iceberg fairy was similar to her personality. Her face was cold and aloof. White Cloud didn't ask further since the iceberg fairy did not want to talk about it. More and more people gathered at the edge of Ghost Mountain's cliff. Suddenly, a burst of obscene laughter was heard. "Hee hee hee! Are all the beauties here? I, Master Golden Spear, am here." The person was dressed in black. His obscene laughter echoed through the valley even before he arrived. Hua Yan and the other women's faces darkened. They already had a bad impression of Golden Spear when they were chatting in the group. Now that they saw Golden Spear in person, they were even more disgusted. Golden Spear was tall and burly with a black mask covering his face. Only his exposed eyes could be seen. It was a pair of triangular eyes that were constantly shifting between the bodies of Hua Yan and the other women. His eyes were filled with a perverted light. Golden Spear was followed by a disciple in black clothes and a black mask. Compared to Golden Spear, the disciple's eyes were much more normal. For this ancient martial arts ruins exploration mission, White Cloud had gathered a total of 10 experts who were stage 6 inner chi and above. Currently, 7 of them had arrived. Qin Feng stood in the crowd calmly, and was sizing up everyone's strength. Hee, this must be the beautiful billowy lady. I'm an inner disciple of the Kunlun sect. Why don't we be friends? Golden Spear arrived at the edge of the cliff. Without even greeting White Cloud, he ran to Hua Yan's side impatiently. Hua Yan's face had been cold ever since she arrived at the top of the cliff because she was unhappy when she saw Green Wolf. Chapter 665. Get lost! Who wants to be friends with you? Don't discuss me. Hua Yan was holding back her anger. She felt disgusted when she saw Golden Spear's perverted eyes. Compared to the Amei Sect's Iceberg Maiden and Bai Yunfei, Golden Spear was too arrogant. Even when White Cloud asked her personally, she didn't say much. This Golden Spear seemed to be eager for everyone to know that he was from Kunlun sect. He even borrowed the power of Kunlun sect to pick up girls. The few people present didn't think highly of Golden Spear. Hee, big sister Bo, don't be so cold. I am an inner disciple of Kunlun sect. If you follow me, you will definitely not suffer. With Kunlun sect backing you up, won't you be able to do whatever you want in the outside world? Sister, think about it carefully. Golden Spear didn't mind being scolded. He stared at Hua Yan's collar. Hua Yan couldn't take it anymore and slapped Golden Spear's chest. Qin Feng could tell that Hua Yan was a stage 5 demon cultivator. The mission was to recruit stage 6 inner chi experts and above, but demon cultivators were different. Although Hua Yan was a stage 5 demon cultivator, she was more powerful than a stage 6 inner chi expert. Qin Feng was shocked by Hua Yan's cultivation speed when he learned that she could sign up for this mission. Now, it seemed that it wasn't the case. A stage 5 demon cultivator was powerful in a big city, but here, they were the lowest existence. Golden Spear's expression turned cold when he saw Hua Yan's attack. He slapped Hua Yan's chest without hesitation and unleashed his stage 7 inner chi. Boom! A loud sound rang out, causing the ground to tremble. Rocks rolled down the cliff and Golden Spear retreated. He was stopped by his junior brother. Otherwise, Golden Spear would have been smashed to the bottom of the cliff. Of course, it wasn't Hua Yan who did it. It was Qin Feng. Are you okay? Qin Feng slapped Golden Spear away and held Hua Yan's waist with his other hand. This scene caused the expressions of White Cloud and the others to change slightly. They were probably shocked by Qin Feng's strength. Hua Yan was stunned. The last time she worked with Green Wolf to kill Taoist Rakshasa, Green Wolf was only a stage 4 inner chi master. She didn't expect him to become so powerful in just a month. Was he riding a rocket to level up? What are you doing? Who asked you to help me? Do I know you that well? After Hua Yan regained her senses, she angrily slapped Qin Feng's hand off her waist and stomped on his foot. Qin Feng gritted his teeth in pain and pretended to be calm. If there was no one else here, Qin Feng would definitely teach this girl a lesson. Brat, how dare you sneak attack me? Are you tired of living? Golden Spear failed to pick up a girl, and he was even slapped in the face in front of everyone. He was so angry that his eyes almost popped out. Although he wanted to kill Qin Feng, he didn't do anything. Qin Feng's palm was too powerful, and Golden Spear was still somewhat afraid of Qin Feng. If you can't beat me, then you can't beat me. Don't try to find an excuse to launch a sneak attack. If you're not satisfied, we can exchange palms again. You only know how to talk nonsense. Do you think you're a wild dog? Qin Feng glanced coldly at the Golden Spear. He really didn't take this trash seriously. Not long ago, Qin Feng caused the second martial arts disturbance in Devil Beast Mountain. At that time, China's 5 sects took action. Elder Zhu Qing of Kunlun sect also came, but wasn't he beaten by Qin Feng until he covered his head and fled like a rat? The Golden Spear in front of him looked like a little disciple of Kunlun sect. How could he have the nerve to shout at Qin Feng? What are you talking about, brat? Do you think I'm afraid of you? I'm an inner disciple of Kunlun sect, one of the 5 sects of China. How dare you offend Kunlun sect? You'll have to collect your own corpse. Golden Spear was still a little afraid of Qin Feng. He only dared to stand in the distance and bark. White Cloud and the others glanced at Golden Spear with disdain. White Cloud said, "Don't quarrel. We're here to do a mission. If you want to quarrel again, leave now." White Cloud's voice was loud and clear like a bell. A huge imposing aura spread out, and Golden Spear couldn't breathe. Even Qin Feng felt some pressure. "Senior White Cloud, I'm not late, right? Yao Yao is here. Greetings to this friend." 2 voices came from the sky. It was a man and a woman. After a few breaths, 2 figures appeared at the top of Ghost Mountain's hanging cliff. The man wore a white robe that fluttered in the wind. He didn't wear a mask, nor did he cover his face. He had a fair and handsome face. His eyebrows were like swords, and he had an imposing appearance. His sideburns reached his shoulders and fluttered in the wind. He stood with his hands clasped behind his back. He looked like a profound swordsman from wuxia novels. Compared to Qin Feng's appearance and temperament, he was still a little lacking. The woman, on the other hand, was dressed in a red qipao. She was tall and sexy, and she wore a mask on her face. It was the mask of an avatar. 9 people had gathered at the top of the cliff. Only 1 person was left before everyone could explore together. "I'm sorry to have kept you waiting." Just as they were waiting for the last person, she arrived. She was also a woman. She was dressed in black and didn't wear a mask. Her pretty face was covered with heavy makeup, and her every movement exuded a seductive charm. Golden Spear's eyes were glued to her. "All right, now that everyone is here, I'll tell everyone about the things to take note of in the next exploration." Seeing that everyone was here, White Cloud walked to the center of the crowd. Everyone gathered around White Cloud. While listening to White Cloud's words, they secretly observed each other. This time, everyone was gathered together for the Ancient Warrior Ruins exploration mission. Everyone present was a Stage 6 Energy expert, so naturally, they had to be wary of each other. "I've investigated the ancient martial ruins in Ghost Mountain for a long time. It's a Grade 3 ancient martial ruins. There are many treasures in it, but it's also dangerous. According to my information, there's a formation at the entrance of the ancient martial ruins. We'll have to break the formation together to enter. After we enter the ancient martial ruins, don't act rashly. Listen to Qin Ernyang's command. Does anyone have any objections?" White Cloud's voice was loud and powerful. Everyone shook their heads. White Cloud nodded in satisfaction. He looked at the charming woman in black and said, "This is Qin Ernyang. She's an expert in formations. Everyone, listen to her command." Everyone's eyes fell on Qin Ernyang. Other than Golden Spear, who was sizing up Qin Ernyang's body, the rest of them were checking her strength. Qin Feng quickly found out that she was a Stage 7 Energy expert. After explaining everything, White Cloud did not waste any more time. He led the group to Ghost Mountain. Only White Cloud knew the entrance to the ancient martial ruins. He had discovered the ancient martial ruins a long time ago. Initially, he wanted to explore the ruins alone so that all the treasures would belong to him. However, a Grade 3 ancient martial ruins was not that easy to break. Just breaking the formation at the entrance was difficult for White Cloud. It was impossible for him to break the formation on his own. This was why White Cloud posted a mission on the Martial Art Alliance and gathered Qin Feng and the others. Apparently, White Cloud was a frequent visitor to Ghost Mountain. He was very familiar with the terrain. The sky was now completely dark, and there were no street lights or illumination on Ghost Mountain. It was pitch black, but White Cloud's speed was not slow. After a while, he climbed over Ghost Mountain and arrived at a big mountain pass behind it. White Cloud suddenly stopped. He looked at the group behind him and said, "It's here. There's a formation at the entrance. Let's attack the eye of the formation together and try to break it." After White Cloud finished speaking, He looked up at the night sky. Dark clouds covered half of the moon. All right, we'll start when the moon is covered by the dark clouds. Chen Nyang, you can start now. Chen Nyang was found by White Cloud. The others did not know what this woman was capable of. Everyone took a step back and looked at Chen Nyang squatting at the entrance of the cave. No one understood what she was doing. Little Pig, what's this woman doing? Qin Feng communicated with Little Pig telepathically. Qin Feng felt that what Chen Nyang was doing was somewhat familiar, but he could not remember what it was. Master, she's trying to break the formation. She's looking for the eye of the formation. Little Pig explained. Why do I feel that these formations are somewhat familiar? Qin Feng was puzzled. Master, you obtained the 5 elemental formation from a mission not long ago. The 5 elemental formation contains the knowledge of setting up and breaking simple formations. That's why you feel that this formation is familiar. You're also familiar with Chen Nyang's method of breaking formations. After Little Pig's explanation, Qin Feng understood. Qin Fen searched through the memories of the 5 elements formation in his mind. Very quickly, this huge memory surfaced in Qin Fen's mind. When Qin Fen observed Chen Nyang's actions again, he knew that she was indeed looking for the formation eye of this formation. Chen Nyang was extremely busy, but everyone was confused by what they were doing. They saw Chen Nyang take out a bunch of strange things from her bag. There were formation flags, charcoal, talismans, and other tools that no one had seen before. Chen Nyang used charcoal to draw some strange patterns on the ground. Then, she placed some talismans in the center of the patterns and inserted a few chess pieces into the talismans. After a long time, the cold moonlight suddenly disappeared. It turned out that dark clouds had covered the moon and covered the entire moon. All right. I've found 2 eye of the formation. Everyone, follow my instructions and attack the eye of the formation together. Don't hold back. We have to break the formation before the dark clouds disperse. Otherwise, the formation will automatically absorb the essence of heaven and earth to replenish its energy. At that time, it will be difficult to break the formation. Chen Nyang gave a few instructions. No one knew much about formations, but after hearing Chen Nyang's serious words, no one dared to hold back. If they couldn't break the formation before the dark clouds dispersed, then everyone would have come for nothing. Quick, attack the northeast and southwest eye of the formation. Chen Nyang suddenly shouted. Everyone had already gathered their qi and were waiting to explode. As soon as Chen Nyang's voice fell, the 9 of them unleashed all kinds of martial arts techniques and attacked the 2 eye of the formation like crazy. The weakest among them was a stage 6 inner qi expert. When everyone unleashed their full strength, their imposing manner was astonishing. The valley shook with a deafening rumble like thunder and lightning. Fireball, frost, sword chi, wind from the fist, saber light, palm print, and leg shadows, clanging sounds rang out from the entrance of the cave. Qin Fen had come here to look for treasures, mainly to find some missing materials for crafting the starry sky flying sword. Therefore, he did not hold back at all, as he sent out a wave of wind blades and destructive flames. Why isn't it broken yet? Will this method work or not? The 9 of them attacked for more than half an hour. Everyone's inner chi was depleted by half, but the formation was still not broken. That golden spear couldn't help but complain. Everyone, let's work harder. The eye of the formation is starting to loosen. We'll be able to break the formation soon. Chen Nyang shouted as she looked at the weakening formation. Chapter 666. Rumble. Rumble. The 9 of them worked together to attack for more than 10 minutes, and the invisible but perceptible 2 layers of barrier suddenly exploded. The formation at the entrance of the ancient martial arts relic was finally broken. Watch out, everyone! White Cloud roared. Before they could rejoice, the formation was broken. Rumble. Another thunderous sound reverberated in the air. The 2 broken formation eyes released a powerful airflow that sent the 9 of them flying. Ahem. Is everyone all right? Even White Cloud, who was the strongest among the 9 of them, fell to the ground and coughed violently. The rest of them could not speak for a while. Qin Feng was injured by the formation's counterforce and spat out a few mouthfuls of blood. Hua Yan was sent flying further than Qin Feng and almost fell off the cliff. Fortunately, Qin Feng pulled her back at the critical moment and saved her life. Qin Feng had no time to think. He swallowed a qi consolidating pill when no one was paying attention to him. After calming the chaotic energy in his body, he went to Hua Yan's side and fed her a blood qi pill. You! What did you feed me? Hua Yan glared at Qin Feng angrily. She wanted to resist, but she could not. She could only let Qin Feng stuff the blood qi pill into her mouth. Qin Feng fed Hua Yan the blood qi pill instead of the more powerful qi consolidating pill because he was afraid that Hua Yan would suddenly break through after consuming the qi consolidating pill. If that happened, it would affect her ability to continue exploring the ancient martial arts relic. Anyway, it's good stuff. Others can't even snatch it away from you. Why are you so unwilling to eat it? Qin Feng curled his lips at Hua Yan. He could not understand why this girl was so hostile toward him all of a sudden. Qin Feng recalled that he had risked his life to save this girl in Hepping Town. Now that he thought about it, he felt that he had been blind. After feeding Hua Yan the blood qi pill, Qin Feng angrily ran to the side and continued to treat his injuries. The rest of them also sat cross-legged and began to heal their injuries. Is everyone all right? I didn't expect the formation to backfire. Among the 10 of them, only Qinernyang was unharmed. She had been in charge of commanding the team and did not attack, so she did not suffer from the formation's counterforce. Aren't you an expert in formations? Do you really not know that this formation will backfire, or are you pretending not to know? It was unknown what kind of pill the iceberg maiden had just eaten, but her recovery was relatively fast. Her pale face had already slowly regained its rosy color. What do you mean? Chen Ernyang was instantly enraged. She glared at the old Taoist nun from a Mei sect coldly. Don't you understand what I mean? I suspect that you purposely let us break the formation, and purposely didn't tell us that the formation would backfire on us. When we are all injured and the formation is broken, won't all the treasures inside belong to you? The old Taoist nun from the Mei sect was indeed experienced and knowledgeable. Her thinking was also very cautious. After she said this, everyone began to mutter in their hearts. Some of them actually had the same suspicions as the iceberg jade maiden, and some of them suddenly came to a realization after hearing the iceberg jade maiden's words. Qin Feng didn't say anything, but he knew what Chen Ernyang was thinking. The old Taoist nun from the Mei sect was right. There was definitely something wrong with Chen Ernyang. Since Qin Feng had the 5 elements formation, he also knew that breaking the formation would usually backfire. However, Qin Feng didn't expect the backfire to be so strong, so he accidentally fell for it. Outsiders might not know about the backfire, but those who knew a little about formations would definitely know. Chen Ernyang looked like she was well versed in formations, so how could she not know about the backfire? I think what the iceberg maiden said makes sense. Hua Yan spoke up for the old Taoist nun from a Mei sect. This girl was still lacking in social experience. Everyone had their suspicions, but no one said anything. So, Hua Yan stupidly said what she thought. Chen Ernyang was someone White Cloud found. If there was something wrong with this woman, then wouldn't there be something wrong with White Cloud as well? On the surface, White Cloud seemed to be the strongest among the 10 of them. If that was really the case, then White Cloud would definitely kill Hua Yan first. Who asked this girl to be the weakest among them? How dare she talk nonsense? Billowy lady, don't talk nonsense if you don't understand the situation. I believe Chen Ernyang isn't that kind of person. Qin Feng also followed up. He had to say something, or else Hua Yan might be in some danger. You make it sound like you know a lot. Why don't you let others speak? I don't think you have any good intentions. Contrary to Qin Feng's expectations, the woman wearing the avatar mask continued to speak as soon as he finished speaking. She angrily rebuked Qin Feng as if Qin Feng owed her 5 million yuan. Qin Feng bought a talisman of clairvoyance from the system and looked directly at Yao Yao. That avatar mask seemed to be nothing, and a delicate and absolutely beautiful face was reflected in Qin Fen's eyes. Qin Fen jumped in fright. Fuck, so it's the little witch from the sacred medic hall. Qin Feng exclaimed in his heart. The woman called Jiao was actually Rin Xiaoyao. Now Qin Feng could understand why she was targeting him. Not long ago, Qin Feng bumped into her chest. How could she not be angry? After Qin Feng looked at Xiaoyao, he looked at the other masked people. Sure enough, Golden Spear was a disgusting man with a wretched face. Qin Feng felt like vomiting just by looking at him for a second longer. Under White Cloud's mask was a dignified face that had experienced the vicissitudes of life. He should be more than 60 years old, but he was full of vigor, white hair, and a youthful face. Everyone, don't quarrel. I'm also injured, right? Don't tell me you guys suspect that I'm scheming something? I, White Cloud, have a little reputation in the martial art alliance. I won't do something like this. White Cloud's aged voice sounded, and everyone shut up. Qin Feng could see through White Cloud's mask. White Cloud looked a little doubtful and vigilant. It seemed that he really didn't know that the formation would backfire. The few of them recuperated at the entrance of the cave for more than 10 minutes, and recovered most of their strength. White Cloud was the first to stand up. He looked at the crowd and said, Everyone, follow me in. I've told you before what to take note of. Don't walk around or touch anything after you enter. Follow Qinyang. The incident of the formation backfire had come to an end. Although they didn't say it out loud, they already had their own suspicions. However, they still followed White Cloud into the cave of the ancient martial relic. Since they were already here, they still yearned for the treasures in the cave. Qinyang took a compass and some strange tools and walked in front. White Cloud was the second, and the rest followed one by one. Qin Feng and Hua Yan walked at the back. Stop! Qinyang's voice suddenly came from the front, and the line stopped immediately. Qinyang threw 2 small flags. As soon as the flags landed on the ground, there was a clanging sound in the tunnel of the cave. The light in the cave was very dim. There were only 2 walls that were inlaid with strange glowing stones. The people at the back of the line couldn't see what was happening in front of them. However, when they heard the violent clanging sound, everyone's heart tightened. There were many treasures in the ancient martial relics. According to the scale of the ruins, they were divided into 9 grades. The ancient martial ruins that Qin Feng and the others had come to explore were grade 3, while the most powerful ruins were grade 9. A third-class remnant was neither too high nor too low. The treasures inside would not be particularly heaven-defying. However, to low-level martial artists, they would still be envious. Although the ruins were very popular and would attract a large number of explorers, however, there were all sorts of hidden weapons and offensive formations in an ordinary ancient martial relic. It could be said to be extremely dangerous. Some of the more powerful ancient ruins had always been entered by people, but no one ever came out. Therefore, even though the members of Qin Feng's exploration team were all stage 6 energy experts, they were on tenterhooks as they walked in the cave cautiously. Bang, 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 bang. The loud noise lasted for several minutes before it slowly died down. Although Qin Feng was standing at the back, he could clearly see the situation in front. Qinyang discovered a few offensive arrays and used array flags and some props to break them. After the arrays were activated, the attacks and hidden weapons were shot out. There were thorns that suddenly emerged from the ground and boulders that fell from above. These attacks were disorderly and densely scattered. If Qin Feng and the others accidentally fell into the traps, even a stage 7 energy expert would have a slim chance of survival. Phew! Don't be nervous. Qinyang discovered some traps and mechanisms just now. Now that the danger has been resolved, let's continue to follow. Remember, follow the footprints of the person in front. Don't walk around or touch anything. There are traps everywhere in this ancient martial relic. Bai Yun's aged voice was heard. He purposely lowered his voice and wasn't as loud and forceful as before. He was probably afraid that he would accidentally trigger some traps if he was too loud. Even an expert whose strength Qin Feng couldn't see through was so cautious in the cave of an ancient martial relic. It could be seen that exploring an ancient martial relic wasn't as simple as it seemed. Everyone's anxious hearts were slightly relieved. The golden spear didn't aim at the old Taoist nun's buttocks. Instead, it nervously followed the team. The exploration team continued to move forward. From time to time, Qinyang would ask everyone to stop. Then they would hear the traps in the cave being destroyed and a flurry of arrows and fireballs flying around. This gave everyone a lingering fear. There were many traps along the way, but because of Qinyang's presence, everyone was safe and sound. Many people initially suspected Qinyang and Bai Yun, but now, they slowly changed their minds. If these two really had selfish motives, they would have fallen into the traps long ago. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to come this far unscathed. The ancient martial relic in Ghost Mountain was huge. After walking for more than 20 minutes, they still couldn't see the end of the cave. There were countless traps and mechanisms along the way. After walking for an unknown amount of time, some light suddenly appeared in front of them. It turned out that they had walked into an empty hall. Wow! Where is this? Have we found the treasure? This should be the place where the treasure is stored in the ancient martial relic. Everyone walked into the hall inside the cave. It was a circular open space that was more than 200 square meters. The walls around the circular hall were inlaid with stones the size of eggs. These stones emitted a pale blue light, and seemed to be emitting spirit energy. The spirit energy density in the entire hall was many times denser than outside. This box is so exquisite. There must be something good in it. The junior disciple of the Golden Spear suddenly ran toward a big box in the corner. His face was filled with excitement. The others also looked over. The junior disciple of the Golden Spear ran to the side of the box and reached out to open it. Whoosh! Pft! The sound of wind and skin being pierced rang out at the same time. A poisonous arrow shot out from the box. It was so fast that Qin Feng only saw a flash of white light. The stage 6 inner Qi disciple was hit in the chest. The poisonous arrow pierced through his heart, and black blood flowed from the arrowhead. A stage 6 inner Qi martial artist didn't even have the time to scream before he died. Hiss! Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. The air in the cave was about to freeze. Chapter 667. Everyone stared blankly for a while before regaining their senses. Not long ago, the joy of discovering the hidden treasure hall had dissipated. How could this hall be a place to hide treasures? It was simply a place of traps. Second junior brother, wake up, ah! Are you alright? Golden Spear shot forward and arrived at his junior martial brother's side. He used his hand to check his junior martial brother's breathing. Don't touch that arrow, it's poisoned! Qinyang's voice suddenly sounded. Golden Spear, who was about to pull out the arrow from his junior brother's body, immediately stopped and leaped far away from his junior brother. With a frightened expression, he patted his chest and shouted, Thok, why didn't you say so earlier? You almost caused me to be poisoned as well. Golden Spear's reaction caused everyone to be taken aback. China's 3 sects and 5 sects were rumored to be very united. Entering a sect was like a family. Now that Golden Spear's junior brother was dead, this kid didn't feel sad at all and even showed an expression of despising his junior brother for being poisoned. Beauty, you have broken a lot of formations and traps. You should be able to see through the hidden traps in this hall, right? After Golden Spear regained his senses, he moved closer to Qinyang's side and looked restlessly at her body. I know a little, but I can't guarantee that I can see through all the traps here. Just now when your junior brother opened the chest, I also couldn't see through it. Qinyang saw Golden Spear's wretched expression, but she didn't care. While speaking, she seemed to throw a few coquettish glances at Golden Spear. Haha, Beauty is really modest. We have to thank you for taking care of us along the way. I am an inner disciple of Kunlun sect Beauty. For the rest of the journey, let's be partners. Golden Spear's second junior brother had just died and his body was still warm. Yet Golden Spear turned around and started to pick up girls. All right, I am just a weak girl. I only know a few formations and my strength isn't high. Since Brother Golden Spear is willing to protect me, of course I am happy. Chenernyang wore heavy makeup and looked very flirtatious. She didn't look down on Golden Spear's wretched appearance, and actually started to flirt with him. Cough, cough. Chenernyang, let's put other matters aside first. Our team has already lost one member. Quickly break all the traps and formations in the hall so that we can find the treasures and quickly leave. White Cloud couldn't stand it anymore and brought the topic back to business. Chenernyang nodded and winked at White Cloud again. This woman must be suffocating, right? They ate both young and old. Everyone stay where you are and don't move. I'll take a look. Chenernyang took out a handful of flags and talismans, and began to slowly move them along the corner of the round hall. Every few steps she took, she would stop and observe. From time to time, she would throw out a few flags and draw some ancient patterns on the ground. There were quite a lot of traps in the hall. Chenernyang had been fiddling with them for more than half an hour, and had already broken more than 10 traps. Everyone stood in place, not daring to move. Those traps were like a flood or a fierce beast, and the person who created them was too powerful. Even the martial artists who were above stage 6 inner chi were afraid of them. Cat girl, come and help me! Chenernyang suddenly stopped and waved at Hua Yen, who was the closest to her. Hua Yen didn't think much and walked over. How can I help you? This mechanism requires 2 people to work together to remove it. Stand on the pattern I drew first. Later, I'll ask you to stick the flag on the ground. Then you can move. Chenernyang gave a few simple instructions and then threw 2 array flags to Hua Yen. Hua Yen held the formation flags and stood at the designated position. Before she was ready, Chenernyang suddenly shouted, "Stick the formation flags!" Ah? Now? Oh. There's a hidden weapon! Before Hua Yen could react, Chenernyang had already inserted the array flag into the pattern on the ground. Suddenly, the stone wall beside Hua Yen started to move. In an instant, a large hole appeared, and a dense number of small pebbles shot out from the hole. The speed of the pebbles was even faster than bullets. If these pebbles hit a person, even a 5th-layer devil cultivator like Hua Yen would be turned into a beehive. Be careful! White Cloud growled. He wanted to help, but it was too late. The rest of the people were also stunned. This unforeseen event happened too quickly. The stone's attack was too ferocious. These martial art masters were actually helpless. Bang! 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 The pebbles hit Hua Yan's body, and the sound of metal colliding resounded. A silhouette appeared in front of Hua Yan. Qin Feng's back was facing the entrance of the cave, and he allowed the pebbles to rain down on him. He pulled Hua Yan into his embrace, and like a towering mountain, he shielded Hua Yan from the rain of bullets. Green Wolf. Hua Yan's beautiful eyes widened, and she looked at Green Wolf in astonishment. The ice in her heart melted, and a warm current rippled through her. Chenernyang, quickly seal the cave entrance! White Cloud was the first to recover. He was stunned by Qin Feng's strength. Green Wolf was unharmed under such a powerful attack. Was his body made of iron? Chenernyang also came back to her senses, and a cold light flashed in her eyes. She hurriedly threw out an array flag, and the array flag landed on the pattern under Qin Feng's feet. The hole that suddenly appeared instantly disappeared, and the rain of stones also stopped. Pfft! As soon as the attack landed, Qin Feng spat out a mouthful of blood. Protected by the sacred azure battle armor, the pebbles wouldn't penetrate his body, but the pebbles still hit Qin Feng's back and caused him serious internal injuries. Green Wolf, are you okay? Hua Yan was no longer as cold as before. She couldn't remember how many times Green Wolf had saved her life tonight. Hua Yan hurriedly took out a blood chi pill and stuffed it into Qin Feng's mouth. Quickly eat it. Qin Feng was going to take a chi fortification pill from the system, but Hua Yan forced a blood chi pill into his mouth, so he had to eat it. Green Wolf, are you okay? White Cloud and the others surrounded Qin Feng, and they were all dumbfounded. How did this guy survive? He must be wearing a spirit-grade battle armor, right? Rumble! A loud sound rang out. Before everyone could completely calm down from the incident with Qin Feng, someone in the crowd cried out in alarm. Everyone save me! Abbess Miju, grab my hand! This time, it was the old Taoist nun from the Ame sect who was attacked. For some reason, the ground beneath her feet suddenly split open, forming a huge sinkhole. The old Taoist nun didn't even have time to react before she fell into the sinkhole. The disciples she brought with her wanted to save her, but they also fell into the sinkhole. The sinkhole was still expanding, and the rest of the people ran to safety. Qin Feng was seriously injured and couldn't move, so Hua Yan stayed by Qin Feng's side and didn't want to leave. Seeing that the sinkhole was expanding to Qin Feng and Hua Yan's feet, the two of them were anxious. Come here! The white-clothed young man who didn't speak much along the way suddenly roared. He leaped to Qin Feng and Hua Yan's side and pulled Qin Feng with one hand. As soon as Qin Feng was pulled up, Hua Yan lost her footing and fell into the sinkhole. Qin Feng quickly grabbed Hua Yan's hand. Now, Hua Yan was suspended in the air, and Qin Feng was grabbed by the white-clothed young man. The sinkhole was still expanding, and the ground under Qin Feng's feet was about to crack. Brother, let go of me, or else we'll all fall. Seeing that he was about to fall into the sinkhole, Qin Feng hurriedly shouted at the white-clothed young man. The white-clothed young man didn't know Qin Feng, but Qin Feng was very grateful that he was willing to save him at such a critical moment. Brother, since I've already helped, there's no such thing as giving up. At most, we'll fall together, and we might not die. The white-clothed young man forced a smile. At this time, the ground under Qin Feng's feet completely cracked, and he fell into the sinkhole. The white-clothed young man stepped on the edge of the sinkhole and held on to Qin Feng's arm tightly. I'll help too. Ren Xiaoyao couldn't bear to watch any longer. Although she hated Green Wolf, that pervert, she wouldn't watch him die. Moreover, that Catwoman was innocent. I'll help too. As soon as Ren Xiaoyao moved, White Cloud also made a move. The two of them leaped up and threw two long ropes in the air. Qin Feng quickly grabbed the ropes and pulled with a trace of inner qi, flying out of the sinkhole with Hua Yan. Phew! The few of them landed on the ground far away and let out long breaths of turbid air. It was too dangerous just now. If Ren Xiaoyao and White Cloud had acted a little later, the white-clothed young man would have fallen into the sinkhole, and Qin Feng and the other two would have disappeared. Rumble! Another loud noise was heard, and everyone's hearts were in their throats again. However, it wasn't some other mechanism that was triggered this time. It should be Qin Ernyang breaking the formation of the sinkhole. The big hole on the ground began to heal rapidly, and eventually it disappeared. This ancient martial relic is too dangerous. Hua Yan patted her chest with lingering fear. Golden Spear swallowed his saliva when he saw her breasts. Big-breasted beauty, are you all right? You scared me to death just now. I was going to save you, but I didn't expect White Cloud and the others to be one step ahead of me. Do you want me to massage your shoulders to relax? Golden Spear didn't forget about Hua Yan even after flirting with Qin Ernyang because Hua Yan's figure was too perfect. Hua Yan glared at Golden Spear coldly. She didn't believe Golden Spear's nonsense. Golden Spear was so scared that he hid far away and had no intention of saving her. Get lost. I don't need comfort. Hua Yan didn't want to be polite with a man like Golden Spear and shouted. Golden Spear's face darkened. He pointed at Hua Yan and scolded. You stinking whore, stop pretending to be pure. I'm an inner disciple of Kunlun sect. It's your fortune that I like you. If you dare to yell at me again, I'll kill you. Hua Yan had just suffered some injuries, and she was so angry that she wanted to cry. Qin Feng suppressed the chaotic inner qi in his body and slapped Golden Spear with his palm. You're courting death. Golden Spear's reaction was extremely fast. As soon as Qin Feng's palm arrived, he threw a punch. Bang! Another loud noise was heard in the cave. Golden Spear was knocked back a few steps, and his face turned pale. Qin Feng was in a worse state. He directly hit the stone wall and vomited blood. Green Wolf. Hua Yan was so touched that she almost died. She quickly ran to Qin Feng and hugged him. She took out a blood-chi pill and forced it into Qin Feng's mouth. Qin Feng was very resistant. Ahem. I'm fine. Qin Feng simply comforted Hua Yan and began to treat his injuries. Haha, you cheap wretch. I'll take your life while you're down. How dare you steal my woman? I'll make you regret it. Golden Spear dared to fight with Qin Feng because he saw that Qin Feng was seriously injured by the stone. Golden Spear was sinister and cunning. He leaped and slapped Qin Feng. Brother, we're all in a team. Why are you so ruthless? Before Golden Spear's palm could touch Qin Feng, the white-clothed man who saved Qin Feng suddenly appeared. He lightly waved his long sleeve, and a turbulent airflow whizzed by, deftly dispelling Golden Spear's attack. Chapter 668. Are you sure you want to stop me? I am an inner disciple of Kunlun's sect. Do you want to go against Kunlun's sect? Golden Spear hesitated for a long time before he finally brought out Kunlun's sect to suppress the white-robed youth. Everyone had heard this phrase too many times. Golden Spear had been repeating it for an entire day. The white-clothed youth's expression didn't change as he indifferently said, I don't oppose anyone or any power. I just can't watch you kill your companion. All right, everyone stop. I'm not dead yet. If anyone dares to start an internal strife, I'll personally cripple him. Bai Yun's cold voice floated over. It was obvious that he was somewhat angry. Bai Yun was the organizer and leader of this expedition. They had just entered the cave of the ancient martial ruins, yet one person had died and 2 people had gone missing. Bai Yun's emotions were very complicated at the moment. What should we do next? Ren Xiaoyao asked White Cloud. White Cloud hesitated for a moment and looked at Chen Ernyang. There are no treasures in this hall, and there are too many traps. Have you found any other formation cores nearby? We can't stay here for long. Chen Ernyang nodded and pointed at the rock wall directly opposite the entrance of the hall. She said, I've studied this circular hall carefully just now. There should be an entrance hidden in that rock wall. The entrance is also covered with a formation, and it's even more powerful than the one we broke when we first came in. Everyone fell into deep thought after listening to Chen Ernyang's words. No one knew what they were thinking about. After a while, White Cloud said, Now that things have come to this, it's up to everyone to decide what to do next. Those who want to stay can come with me to break the array. Those who don't want to look for treasures can leave at any time. White Cloud's words struck a chord in everyone's hearts. They were all silent as they pondered over this question. Along the way, no one had discovered any treasures. In the end, the path was filled with traps and mechanisms. Now, 1 person had died, and 2 people were missing. The formation in front of them was stronger than the one at the entrance, which meant that they would have to consume more than half of their inner chi to break the formation. It would be fine if they could really find the treasure after breaking the formation, but what if there was nothing behind the formation door? At that time, everyone would be in their weakest state. If another trap appeared, how many of them would be able to escape? This series of questions flashed through everyone's mind. Everyone was analyzing the pros and cons, making their final decision. Senior Bai Yun, I will definitely stay. We've already come this far. It would be a pity to leave now. Chen Ernyang was the first to speak. She agreed readily. Since the beauty is staying, then I must also stay. Otherwise, who will take care of the beauty's safety? Golden Spear laughed as he walked to Chen Ernyang's side and reached out to touch her slender waist. Okay, then you have to protect me. Chen Ernyang didn't resist being hugged by Golden Spear. Instead, she acted coquettishly in his arms. Hua Yan and Ren Xiaoyao were about to vomit when they saw this scene. Billowy lady and I will stay behind as well. Qin Feng rested for a while, and his body slowly recovered. However, he still pretended to be heavily injured and weak. Qin Feng had saved Hua Yan several times, and Hua Yan was no longer angry at him. Qin Feng made the decision for Hua Yan, and Hua Yan nodded without any objections. Then I'll stay too. He had been a man of few words ever since he joined the expedition team, so many people had almost forgotten about him. Then let's hurry up and find the formation core. Let's find the treasure and leave this terrifying place as soon as possible. Everyone decided to stay. Ren Xiaoyao naturally couldn't go back alone. Actually, everyone had their concerns. Without Qinyang on the way back, what if they stepped on a trap? Okay, then it'll be the same as before. I'll command, and everyone is responsible for attacking the formation. Everyone stayed behind. Qinyang didn't waste any time. She took out some strange tools and went to the wall to study. After more than 20 minutes, Qinyang's eyes lit up. She shouted excitedly, "I found the formation core. There are a total of 3 of them. Everyone, attack according to my instructions." The 6 of them split into 3 groups. White Cloud was the strongest, so he was in one group. Golden Spear and Ren Xiaoyao were in another group. Because Qin Feng was heavily injured, he, Hua Yan, and the white-clothed youth were in another group. The 3 groups began to attack according to Qinyang's instructions. An earth-shattering aura surged, and a series of clanking sounds rang out. Although White Cloud was attacking one formation core by himself, the formation core on his side was the loudest. This showed that his strength was absolutely unfathomable. Ren Xiaoyao and Golden Spear were not weak either. Both of them were Stage 7 Inner Qi experts. Ren Xiaoyao even took out a delicate flexible sword from her waist. She swung the flexible sword lightly as if she was dancing, but the sharp sword qi she released was not to be underestimated. Qin Feng was completely relying on the white-clothed youth and Hua Yan's attacks. Actually, Qin Feng's injuries were mostly healed. However, he pretended to be heavily injured and couldn't circulate his qi. Therefore, his attacks were weak and couldn't even match the strength of a Stage 4 Inner Qi expert. The 6 of them continuously attacked the air, looking like idiots. However, only those who attacked could feel that there was an invisible barrier in front of the wall. 10 minutes had passed. Half an hour had passed. Everyone was more or less injured, and their strength was reduced by 1 level. Now that they had gone through a marathon of attacks, many of them couldn't take it anymore. Why isn't the formation broken yet? I can't hold on any longer. Hua Yan was the first to land in the formation. She was the weakest among the 6. This formation is much stronger than the one outside. Otherwise, there wouldn't be 3 formation cores. Everyone, hold on for a little longer. The formation core is showing signs of loosening. Qinyang had nothing to say since she didn't need to attack anyway. She just stood there and commanded everyone. Knowing that the formation core was loosening, they had no choice but to continue attacking. They couldn't give up halfway, could they? After a long time, they could feel the energy of the formation core was getting weaker and weaker. It was as if they could break it if they held on for a little longer. However, after a few hours of continuous attacks, they had exhausted all of their inner qi. Even White Cloud's attacks were visibly weakened. Rumble! Suddenly, a loud noise reverberated in the air. However, it wasn't the sound of the formation being broken. The sinkhole that had appeared before appeared again, and was rapidly expanding. Before everyone could react, Ren Xiaoyao and the Golden Spear had already fallen into it. Save me! Save me! Golden Spear was scared to death. He screamed as if someone had died in his home. Everyone present didn't have a good impression of Golden Spear. No one went to save him. Moreover, everyone was within the range of the sinkhole. It was difficult for them to protect themselves, let alone save others. Slap! To everyone's surprise, Qinyang suddenly took out a long whip from her waist. The long whip wrapped around Golden Spear and pulled him up. Oh no, Qinyang, quickly think of a way to close the sinkhole. White Cloud was the second to fall. He had exhausted too much inner qi, so he had no way to escape when he fell into the sinkhole. At this time, Qinyang had already pulled Golden Spear to her side. She had the ability to whip White Cloud or Ren Xiaoyao up a second time. However, Chen Er-nyang crossed her arms and looked at the scene in front of her with a playful expression. It was as if she couldn't wait for everyone to fall into the sinkhole. Qin Feng and the other two hadn't fallen yet, but they were already standing at the edge of the sinkhole. The situation was very dangerous. Green Wolf, what should we do? Hua Yan looked at Qin Feng anxiously. There's something wrong with that woman. Brother Green Wolf, I'll go and capture her first. The white-shirt man frowned and flew toward Chen Er-nyang. Halfway through, Qin Feng and Hua Yan fell into the sinkhole. The white-shirt man looked back anxiously. In the end, he chose to give up attacking Chen Er-nyang and turned around to pull Qin Feng and Hua Yan. Brother Green Wolf, grab me! The white-shirt man's expression suddenly changed when he reached out his hand. He felt Qin Feng pulling his arm forcefully into the sinkhole. When Qin Feng attacked the eye of the formation, he looked like he was seriously injured. However, his inner chi was so strong that the white-shirt man didn't even have the strength to resist. You! The white-shirt man fell together with Qin Feng and Hua Yan. It was a bottomless pitch-black abyss. No one knew where they would fall to. Qin Feng held Hua Yan with one hand and the white-shirt man's arm with the other. After falling for a while, Qin Feng said to the white-shirt man, Brother, don't worry. I'm not trying to harm you. I brought you down to make sure there's no danger down there. You're right. There's something wrong with Chen Er-nyang. If we continue to stay up there, we'll definitely die in her hands. Qin Feng had been pretending to be injured ever since he was attacked by the stone because he knew that there was something wrong with Chen Er-nyang. Qin Feng also knew about formations now. He knew that the sinkhole was Chen Er-nyang's doing. Chen Er-nyang even asked Hua Yan for help. She wanted to kill Hua Yan. Qin Feng had been wary of Chen Er-nyang, so he saved Hua Yan at that time. What? There's really something wrong with that woman? How dare she set us up? The white-shirt man was enraged when he heard Qin Feng's words. Qin Feng didn't explain further. The three of them were still falling, so Qin Feng didn't have time to explain. Billowy lady, release the ice to slow down our speed of descent. Qin Feng had bought the talisman of clairvoyance and the night vision talisman, so he could clearly see the situation at the bottom of the sinkhole. The sinkhole was very deep, and there was a flat ground at the bottom. There was also underground water at the side. Hua Yan immediately understood Qin Feng's intention. She hurriedly circulated her demonic qi and struck several palms. Hua Yan was a demonic cultivator of the ice attribute. When her palms landed, ice pillars pierced into the hard rock wall. Qin Feng and the other two hurriedly grabbed the ice pillars. Although the ice was hard, it was still torn apart by the force of their rapid descent. However, the speed of their descent was also slowing down. Hua Yan continued to strike with her palms. Qin Feng and the other two repeatedly used the ice pillars to slow down their descent. By the time they landed on the ground of the sinkhole, their speed of descent had become very slow. Phew! The three of them landed safely. Hua Yan and the white-shirt man heaved a long sigh of relief. Qin Feng's strength had almost recovered. He was looking around for the situation. Who's in front? Tell me your name. A man's cold voice came from not far away. Then, a series of footsteps rushed toward them. Before Hua Yan and the white-shirt man could catch their breath, someone appeared. They were so anxious that they quickly stood up. Qin Feng had already stood in front of them. The bottom of the sinkhole was completely dark, and they could not see the path at all. However, Qin Feng had the night vision talisman, so he could see things as if it was daytime. Big brother, there are two men and a woman in front. The woman's body is so fucking hot. Big brother, we've made a fortune! Soon, the three men came to Qin Feng's side. Each of them had a miner's lamp on their head. It seemed like they came prepared. There was another man walking slowly behind them. He should be the big brother of the three men. Who are you? The big brother was dressed in black. He was tall and burly. The miner's lamp on his head was aimed at Qin Feng and the other two. The strong light was so bright that Hua Yan and the white-shirt man could not open their eyes. People who have come to search for treasures? Who are you? Qin Feng ignored the strong light of the miner's lamp and said indifferently. Chapter 669. Humph. We're all from the Flame sect. Since you're here to look for treasures, hand over all your treasures and leave the girl behind, and I'll let you go. The burly man yelled at Qin Feng. He did not take Qin Feng and the other two seriously at all. Hua Yen and the white-shirted young man lacked inner qi due to the attack formation, so they only had the strength of stage 2 inner qi. Qin Feng's sacred azure battle armor concealed his inner qi, so he looked like an ordinary person. You're here to look for treasures too? I thought only the three of us discovered this ancient martial relic. How did you guys find it? Qin Feng looked at the man curiously. Ha! This ancient martial relic is no longer a secret. Not long ago, someone released a message saying that there's a Tier 3 ancient martial relic here and clearly pointed out its location. Now, many martial artists are rushing over. I'm considered to be late. The burly man looked at Qin Feng proudly. His words stunned Qin Feng and the other two. According to Bai Yun, this ancient martial relic was secretly discovered by him. In order to prevent the ancient martial relic from being exposed, Bai Yun posted a group mission on the Martial Art Alliance and limited the number of people to 10. Now that the relic had been leaked, they did not know who leaked it. Brat, don't just stand there. Hand over all your treasures and get lost with that pretty boy. The burly man was getting impatient. They came to the ancient martial relic to look for treasures. Now that many people had entered, it was a race against time to grab treasures. Who would want to waste time? Hua Yen and the white-shirted young man were ready to fight. Although they had not recovered their inner qi, they would not give up without a fight. We didn't find any treasures along the way. Did you guys find something? Qin Feng secretly waved his hand behind his back. Hua Yen and the white-shirted young man understood Qin Feng's meaning and did not move for now. Brat, don't play dumb in front of me. We came late and found some treasures along the way. Obviously, the three of you came early, and you said you didn't find any treasures? The burly man's expression suddenly turned fierce. He released his stage 5 inner qi and said proudly, I'll give you one last reminder. Either leave the treasures behind or stay here forever. Qin Feng was getting more and more confused. How did these people find treasures? How did they get down? If they also triggered the mechanism of the sinkhole and fell down, with their meager strength, why didn't they fall to their deaths? Questions swirled in Qin Feng's mind, but he wasn't in a hurry to act. I can give you the treasure, but you have to keep your word. Once you get the treasure, you have to let us live. Qin Feng waved his hand, and a sword shining with orange light appeared in his hand. The surroundings were pitch black, and the orange light treasured sword shone brightly, causing the four men's eyes to turn green. This is the Wudong Qi Feng's sword! One of the lackeys cried out in surprise. The muscular man also recognized the treasured sword in Qin Feng's hand. It really was one of the 6 treasured swords of Wu Dang, the Azure Sharp Sword. Ha! This Qi Feng sword is good, I like it. I've been out in the martial arts world for so long, but I haven't even gotten a white-grade spiritual weapon. Today, I've gotten an orange-grade treasured sword. Heaven's will, this is the fucking heaven's will. The burly man's eyes were fixed on the azure-tipped sword, and his eyeballs almost popped out of their sockets. He leaped and tried to snatch the azure-tipped sword from Qin Feng's hand, but Qin Feng nimbly dodged to the side. Fucking hell, what are you trying to do, you stinking brat? Hurry up and hand over the treasured sword. Otherwise, I'll kill you in minutes. The burly man clenched his teeth in anger as he missed the sword. Qin Feng said with a calm expression, Don't be anxious, big brother. I'll give you the sword. Before I give it to you, you have to tell me how you came down here. Also, where did you guys see the treasure? I have to find some other treasures to get out of here. I can't just return empty-handed, right? After the flame sect's burly man saw the azure-tipped sword, he was so excited that his brain could not think straight. He said casually, The formation at the cave entrance of this ancient martial relic was broken by someone, so we came in directly. However, halfway through, The ground suddenly split open, and the four of us fell down. Luckily, we fell into the freshwater lake at the side, so we were safe and sound. Then, we walked along the lakeside to search for treasures, and we found some treasures. Qin Feng understood everything now. It seemed like the four people in front of him were lucky that they did not die after falling into the lake. Moreover, they found treasures in this underground cave. It seemed like the real treasures of this ancient martial relic were hidden in this sinkhole. It was a blessing in disguise for Qin Feng and the two of them to fall down. Brat, I've been talking so much nonsense with you for a long time. Hurry up and hand over the treasured sword. Leave the woman behind and scram. The brawny man had really lost his patience, and he roared at Qin Feng. A smile appeared on Qin Feng's face as he said, "The sword is right here. If you want it, come and get it yourself. How dare you trick me? You're courting death." The burly man's expression was ferocious. He roared and swung his fist at Qin Feng's face. In the burly man's eyes, Qin Feng was a dabbler who had not even condensed his inner qi. He could easily kill this kind of person with a single punch. "Green Wolf, watch out!" Hua Yen and the white-shirted young man cried out in surprise. Before they could finish their words, a sword chime was heard in the air. Buzz! Qin Feng raised his wrist slightly. The azure-tipped sword rose and fell. It looked like an ordinary sword strike that even a child could swing. The speed of the strike was not fast either. It was like the taiji sword of an old man doing morning exercises. It was this ordinary sword strike that caused the burly man from the flame sect to be filled with fear. His fist stopped in front of the tip of Qin Feng's nose. "Big brother? What's wrong with you?" The three underlings were confused. Why did the big brother stop in the middle of the fight? He couldn't have fallen asleep, right? "Big brother, say something." One of the underlings could not wait any longer. He pushed the big brother lightly, and a crisp sound came from the burly man's body. Poochie! Bang, bang, bang! Dozens of cuts appeared on the burly man's body. The cuts quickly expanded, and his entire body exploded. Flesh and blood fell to the ground. The underling who pushed the big brother was so shocked that he sat on the ground. His pants were wet. The other two underlings were still in a daze. They felt like they were dreaming. "Ghost, devil, run! This guy is too scary!" The two little brothers who were standing there came back to their senses, turned around, and ran away. Qin Feng raised his hand slightly, and 2 rays of sword qi shot out. 2 screams were heard, and the 2 underlings fell into a pool of blood before they could run more than 5 meters. The underling who was scared out of his wits saw this scene and fainted. Hua Yen and the white-shirted young man were shocked by Qin Feng's strength. Hua Yen quickly asked, "Green Wolf, you're not hurt?" "I'm hurt, but I've been healing while you guys were attacking the formation. I'm 80% healed now." Qin Feng did not hide anything from Hua Yen and the white-shirted young man. The white-shirted young man had saved him several times, so Qin Feng had a good impression of him. "Oh, by the way, what's your name?" Qin Feng asked the white-shirted young man. "Wen Yiming." "Brother Wen, I'm Green Wolf, and this is my friend, Billowy Lady. How about the 3 of us form a team and continue exploring?" Qin Feng said. "Okay, let's go together." Wen Yiming nodded without thinking too much. Hua Yen was speechless. She felt awkward when she heard Qin Feng call Wen Yiming Brother Wen. It felt like he was calling her bra. Hua Yen subconsciously touched her brow. Qin Feng was the one who called Wen Yiming Brother Wen. Qin Feng and the other 2 formed a team and continued exploring. Qin Feng searched the bodies of the 4 people he killed and found 3 black cloth bags. Inside the cloth bags were some treasures. There were low-ranked medicinal pills, low-ranked cultivation techniques, martial techniques, and some spirit stones and precious herbs. "Brother Wen, I'm here to find some materials for refining equipment. These spiritual stones are useful to me, so I'll take them. As for the other spiritual equipment, martial skills, and pills, you and Billowy Lady can share them." Qin Feng poured the contents of the 3 bags together and picked out the 5 spirit stones from the bags. Wen Yiming and Hua Yen were not interested in the spiritual stones, Hua Yan was here to find precious herbs and spiritual herbs. As an alchemist, she was most interested in these things. When Yiming wanted to find some spiritual equipment and martial skills, so it was suitable for the three of them to stay together. None of them had to fight over each other's things. Soon, the three of them divided the treasures of the flame sect's disciples. Qin Feng threw the spiritual stones into the system and prepared to continue searching for treasures. This underground cave is very dark. Take the miner's lamp with you. I've practiced night vision since I was young, so I don't need it. As Qin Feng spoke, Hua Yan and Wen Yiming put the miners' lanterns on their heads. Now, they could see their surroundings clearly. The three of them rested for a while and then walked up along the freshwater lake. Since the four people from the flame sect came up from the bottom, it was obvious that they had already looted all the treasures there. The three of them walked and stopped from time to time. They found many good things. There seemed to be no traps in this underground cave. Qin Feng and the two of them walked for a long time and did not encounter any strange attacks. They did not have to worry about the distribution of the treasures. Everyone took what they needed and there was no conflict between them. Qin Feng had collected 20 spiritual stones and found a few pieces of black rock, sand, and amethyst. These things were useless to others, but they were essential materials for Qin Feng to forge the cosmic flying sword. Wow! That's the purple creeping vine flower. I didn't expect this kind of sacred flower to grow on the rock wall. I found a treasure! Hua Yan suddenly shouted excitedly. She reached out to pluck a strange purple and black flower on the rock wall. Qin Feng looked at the rock wall and suddenly realized that there was a hidden mechanism under the purple creeping vine flower. As long as the purple creeping vine flower was plucked, the mechanism would automatically activate. No, Qin Feng growled, but he was too late. Hua Yan had already lost her mind when she saw the purple creeping vine flower, one of the sacred flowers of demonic cultivators. She plucked the purple creeping vine flower. Brother Wen, retreat quickly. Since the flower was plucked, Qin Feng could only take precautions. He shouted at Wen Yiming and leaped to Hua Yan's side. Although Qin Feng saw through the hidden mechanism under the purple creeping vine flower, he could not see what the mechanism was. What would appear? Rumble! Rumble! A loud sound came from the rock wall. It felt like an earthquake, and the entire underground cave was shaking. Suddenly, 2 cracks appeared on the hard rock wall, and it started to spin. It was actually a hidden cave door. The door turned and opened. It was pitch black inside and nothing could be seen. An invisible suction force came from the black hole and sucked Qin Feng and Hua Yan in. Brother Green Wolf! Just as Qin Feng and Hua Yan entered the black hole, the cave door immediately closed. The two of them only heard Wen Yiming's shouts and then fell into silence. Chapter 670. Green Wolf, are you there? Hua Yan's nervous voice came from the darkness. Bookweb. Whoosh. Qin Feng waved his hand and several fireballs flew out. The fireballs landed on the surrounding rock walls and hovered in the air. The blazing flames lit up the surroundings. I'm here. Don't be afraid. Qin Feng grabbed Hua Yan's lily-white hand. Hua Yan's nervous heart suddenly calmed down. What is this place? Why is there a door on the rock wall? Hua Yan opened her beautiful eyes and looked around curiously. This was an enclosed space surrounded by rock walls. The space was very small, only about 10 square meters. Qin Feng and Hua Yan sat in the middle of the secret room and didn't dare to move. The purple wisteria flower that you pulled out earlier triggered a mechanism, and we were sucked in. Don't move. Let me see if there are any hidden mechanisms in the secret room. Qin Feng pressed Hua Yan's shoulder and asked her to stay where she was. Hua Yan felt guilty when she found out that she caused them to fall into this enclosed dark space. Qin Feng didn't blame Hua Yan because he couldn't blame her. If Hua Yan knew that there was a mechanism under the purple wisteria flower, she definitely wouldn't have touched it. Crack! Qin Feng was already squatting in a corner. He didn't know what he touched, but a crisp sound was heard. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Instantly, several poisonous arrows flew out from the rock wall, giving Hua Yan a fright. However, Qin Feng was prepared. He purposely triggered the mechanism. He jumped and dodged the poisonous arrows. Then, he shot several fireballs and destroyed the formation that shot the poisonous arrows. Green Wolf, be careful! Hua Yan was still scared when she saw that Qin Feng was fine. Qin Feng smiled at Hua Yan and told her not to worry. With the 5 Elements Formation Manual, the mechanisms and formations in the ancient martial arts relic were not a problem for Qin Feng. He just needed to study them carefully, and he could destroy all the mechanisms in the secret room. Phew! It should be safe in here. After destroying the last mechanism, Qin Feng sat on the ground. These mechanisms were fierce and dangerous. Qin Feng felt as if he had just walked through the gates of hell. Green Wolf, are you all right? Hearing that the mechanism was broken, Hua Yan quickly ran over and touched Qin Feng's body to see if he was injured. Qin Feng was so hot that he was sweating profusely. He had already taken off his shirt. When Hua Yan's jade-like hands touched his skin, it felt as smooth as jade. It also carried a trace of coldness, which made Qin Feng a little excited. Suddenly, Hua Yan let out a strange cry, startling Qin Feng. Billowy lady, what are you doing? I didn't do anything. Hua Yan stared at Qin Feng with her big, watery eyes. Her eyes were in a trance, and the light in them was slowly fading. At the same time, Hua Yan's hand unknowingly reached into Qin Feng's pants. Qin Feng jumped in fright. Billowy lady, what are you doing? Are you testing me? I'm a very upright person. Qin Feng pretended to look at Hua Yan. Hua Yan's skin was pink, and Qin Feng had the urge to pounce on her. Big brother Green Wolf, don't run away. Quick, hug me! Hua Yan's voice was full of seduction. Qin Feng was dumbfounded. Looking at Hua Yan, he suddenly thought of Qiao Shishir, Lu Bingbing, and Su Qiuyu. One time, these women suddenly became very active and charming. At that time, Qin Feng thought they were testing him, but reality told Qin Feng that was not the case. Billowy lady, let go of me! Hua Yan, don't bite my chest! Qin Feng kept yelling at Hua Yan, but he did not move to stop her. Qin Feng even called out Hua Yan's name, but Hua Yan was still indifferent. She hugged Qin Feng and refused to let go. Hua Yan ate the blood-chi pill that Qin Feng fed her not long ago, and the immortal herb's effect had taken effect. Hua Yan added the immortal herb when she was refining the blood-chi pill to trick Qin Feng. She did not expect that she would be tricked as well. Qin Feng enjoyed the rest of the time. He believed that a charming man was a blessing in the bedroom. Even if you always maintained a chaste heart, beautiful women would still offer themselves to you. Qin Feng felt that he was a charming man, and he was proud of himself. Hua Yan was like a wild beast, and she wanted to swallow Qin Feng alive. Qin Feng had always thought that Hua Yan was a quiet woman, and when she vented, she would be like a torrential river. Today, Qin Feng had a deep understanding of this fact. Half an hour later, Hua Yan collapsed in Qin Feng's arms. Her pretty face was so red that it looked like it was going to drip water. You! What did you do to me? Hua Yan regained her consciousness after the effect of the immortal herb had worn off. She retreated in fear when she saw herself and Green Wolf naked. Qin Feng did not panic at all. He had a faint smile on his face as he looked at the shocked Hua Yan. What a familiar reaction! What a similar routine! When Qin Feng flirted with Su Qiuyu and Lu Bingbing, both of them had the same reaction. Qin Feng was puzzled. Why are they still acting when they have already done it? It seems like women are still shy. You beast! I've misjudged you. How can you still smile after doing such a thing to me? I'll kill you! Hua Yan did not expect that Qing Lang would violate her. She finally understood why Qing Lang had saved her several times. It turned out that he wanted her body. Bang! Hua Yan's palm struck the ground where Qin Feng was sitting. Qin Feng dodged the attack and stood aside. He stared at Hua Yan in astonishment. Hua Yan, are you serious? Are you going to kill your husband? Humph. Killing you is a light punishment. How dare you violate me? I'll tear you into pieces. Hua Yan raised her hand and was about to strike a second time. However, her jade-like palms spun in the air and froze. Hua Yan's beautiful eyes shone. She stared at Green Wolf in shock and said, You! What did you just call me? You know me? Qin Feng and Hua Yan looked very strange. Both of them had taken off their clothes. One of them was wearing a wolf mask, and the other was wearing a cat mask. It was a funny sight. Qin Feng realized that he had let the cat out of the bag, so he decided not to hide it anymore. He returned to his original appearance and said, Hua Yan, I'm Qin Feng. The corner of Hua Yan's mouth twitched violently. She felt like she was dreaming as she stared at Qin Feng's naked body. Hua Yan's eyes glinted as she recalled that she had planted the love goo in Qin Feng's body. If Qin Feng or Hua Yan were to fall in love with another person, the love goo would devour their bodies and they would die. Hua Yan had lost her virginity, but she was not devoured by the worm. It seemed like Green Wolf was really Qin Feng. Of course, Hua Yan was still unaware that Qin Feng had forced the love worm out of his body. Otherwise, she would have died of anger. After learning that Qin Feng was Green Wolf, and Green Wolf was Qin Feng, Hua Yan was depressed to death. She finally understood that it was Qin Feng who had saved her in Hepping Town. It seemed like she had wronged Green Wolf. Yan, do you want to do it again? Qin Feng's unscrupulous gaze fell on Hua Yan's body. Only then did Hua Yan come to her senses. She was still naked. You're so annoying. Close your eyes. Hua Yan quickly picked up her clothes from the ground and put them on quickly. Qin Feng saw that there was no hope for a second time, so he began to put on his clothes slowly. Are you a man or not? Why are you so wishy-washy like a woman? Can't you hurry up and put on your clothes? Hua Yan complained when she saw Qin Feng's slow movements. What's wrong with me putting on my clothes slowly? Can't you just stop peeking? Qin Feng said indifferently. Hua Yan felt quite awkward. She had indeed been peeking at Qin Feng because she had never studied a man's body before. She was quite curious, but her thoughts had been discovered. Hua Yan was so embarrassed that she wanted to dig a hole in the ground and hide. Qin Feng, why you're shameless. How dare you force me? Hua Yan didn't know what to say and started to blame Qin Feng. Qin Feng was speechless. I force you? You're the one who forced me, okay? You were the one who took off my clothes. My neck is red because of you. Look at yourself. How can I force you to do something like this? Qin Feng pointed at his neck. Hua Yan looked at it and found that he really sucked a few strawberries. Hua Yan's body trembled as if she suddenly thought of something. Qin Feng, the blood-chi pills you gave me were the ones I refined for you, right? Seeing Hua Yan's shocked expression, Qin Feng curled his lips and said, Yes. Hua Yan screamed crazily. When she was refining the blood-chi pills, she never thought that she would make trouble for herself. Hua Yan, are you crazy? Didn't you scream enough? Qin Feng covered his ears. This girl's dolphin voice was too shrill. How could you give me that batch of blood-chi pills? Hua Yan couldn't stop screaming as if she had eaten dried gum. Qin Feng felt that something was wrong. He stared at Hua Yan and asked, Is there something wrong with that batch of blood-chi pills? Girl, are you hiding something from me? Meeting Qin Feng's questioning gaze, Hua Yan immediately stopped screaming. If Qin Feng knew that the blood-chi pills were laced with angel grass, would he lose his temper on the spot? What are you talking about? How could there be a problem? There must be no problem. I'm a third-grade alchemist, he. Hua Yan laughed guiltily. Qin Feng curled his lips and said, Then why are you so surprised? Are you having a seizure? I am touched by your selflessness. The blood-chi pills are second-grade miraculous pills. I didn't expect that you would give them to me. Qin Feng, I'm so touched. Hua Yan was furious, but she pretended to be touched. She suddenly threw herself at Qin Feng's arm and rubbed her head against Qin Feng's chest. Since Qin Feng and Hua Yan had sex, Hua Yan didn't care about taking advantage of him anymore. Qin Feng enjoyed the fragrance on Hua Yan's body. Seeing that Hua Yan was as obedient as a cat, Qin Feng didn't care about what happened before. Yan, take this fire spirit pill. Qin Fen flipped his hand, and a fiery red pill appeared in his hand. It looked as if it was about to burst into flames. Hua Yan was stunned, and her beautiful eyes sparkled. As a demonic cultivator, she naturally recognized the fire spirit pill in Qin Feng's hand. It was a 5th-grade spirit pill. If an ordinary person ate the fire spirit pill, there was a chance that they would become a demonic cultivator. If a demonic cultivator ate this spirit pill, they would possess fire-attributed demonic qi. Hua Yan was an ice-attributed demonic cultivator. If she ate the fire spirit pill, she would become a rare dual-attributed demonic cultivator genius. Is this really a fire spirit pill? Hua Yan was still in a daze. Her jade-like hands trembled as she took the pill from Qin Feng's hand. You're my woman. Why would I lie to you? Qin Feng had been preparing to give this fire spirit pill to Hua Yan for a long time. After he returned to Provincial University as Xiao Feng, he wanted to find Hua Yan to give him the fire spirit pill. However, Hua Yan ignored him, and he only had the chance to give her the fire spirit pill now. Qin Feng felt that he had enough. Other people fought for 5th-grade spirit pills, but he tried his best to give them away. Chapter 671. Hua Yan stared at the fire spirit pill for a long time. Her hands were trembling. Finally, she put the pill into her mouth. The fire spirit pill melted in her mouth. Waves of hot air surged uncontrollably in Hua Yan's body like a fierce beast. Bang! An explosive sound came from Hua Yan's body. Her fair skin turned fiery red, as if she was about to burst into flames. Her catgirl outfit was torn apart by the shockwave, and the pieces were scattered all over her body. She looked wild and beautiful. Little pig, is Hua Yan okay? Qin Feng was a little worried. He had never taken the fire spirit pill before, so he didn't know if Hua Yan's condition was normal or abnormal. Master, don't worry. This is the reaction after taking the fire spirit pill. Hua Yan has ice attribute demonic qi. Now, the fire spirit pill is going to transform her meridians and bones to stimulate the fire attribute demonic qi. Little Pig explained for a long time, and used a lot of professional jargon. Qin Feng was confused, but he was relieved to know that Hua Yan was fine. Hua Yan was already sitting cross-legged on the ground. Explosions kept coming from her body. After listening for a while, Qin Feng didn't find it strange. He began to search the surroundings carefully. Previously, Qin Feng was looking for formations and mechanisms. He didn't check if there were treasures in this closed secret room. Qin Feng walked around the secret chamber and searched everywhere he could. The secret chamber wasn't big to begin with, and it was completely empty. Aside from the 4 walls, there was nothing else in it. Huh! Suddenly, Qin Feng stopped and knocked a few times on a rock wall. Qin Feng first knocked on the left, then on the right. Very quickly, he discovered that the rock wall on the left was empty. Bang! Qin Feng struck out with his palm, and the rock wall was instantly pierced through, revealing a small notch. In the notch was a cowhide scroll, as well as a few small bottles. Qin Feng took out all the items from the grooves. There were 5 bottles of different colors. After Qin Feng obtained the Book of 100 Materia Medica, he could be considered an expert in the field of medicinal herbs. He opened each bottle and sniffed it. These 5 bottles were probably pills used by demonic cultivators to speed up their cultivation. Qin Feng had no use for them, so he casually threw the bottles into the system. Little chrysanthemum book? Qin Feng opened the cowhide scroll in his hand. The name of the cultivation method was written on the first page. Why did he feel his anus clench when he heard it? Qin Feng continued to flip through the pages. The cowhide scroll was made of a very strange material, and he couldn't tell what it was made of. There were words and pictures on it, and it seemed to be a demonic cultivation technique. Qin Feng roughly flipped through the little chrysanthemum treasure book and thought of the 5 bottles of pills. Those 5 bottles of pills should be used to cultivate the little chrysanthemum treasure book. Rumble! Suddenly, a loud noise came from the surroundings. Qin Feng looked at Hua Yan and saw that she had already stood up from the ground. Hua Yan's clothes were all burned away by the flames. She stood naked in front of Qin Feng. Qin Feng swallowed his saliva at the sight of her perfect figure. Rumble! Hua Yan raised her left hand, and a ball of flame appeared out of thin air, curling around her wrist. Whoosh! She raised her right hand as well. Layers of hard ice covered her right wrist, and blue light flowed around it. Hua Yan stood still. Her left hand was burning with fire, and her right was freezing with ice. She successfully absorbed the fire spirit pill and became a dual attribute super devil cultivator. Qin Feng. I did it! I actually became a dual attribute devil cultivator! Hua Yan looked at her hands in disbelief. Before she met Qin Feng, she had never thought about dual attributes. Qin Feng was also stunned. However, he didn't look at Hua Yan's hands. Instead, he stared at Hua Yan's rising and falling chest. It was too spectacular. This is great. I became a dual attribute devil cultivator. Qin Feng, thank you so much. Hua Yan recovered from the shock. She was sure that she was a dual attribute devil cultivator. Excited, Hua Yan threw herself into Qin Feng's arms. In the next second, Hua Yan jumped out of Qin Feng's arms. She felt Qin Feng's big hands touching her body. Also, Hua Yan realized that her clothes were burned away. What should I do? My clothes are all gone. How can I go out now? Hua Yan crossed her arms and looked at Qin Feng bitterly. Qin Feng smiled. He bought a Catwoman costume from the system and tossed it to Hua Yan. Put it on. Don't catch a cold. Hua Yan looked at the Catwoman costume in her hands in astonishment. She had no idea where Qin Feng got it from. However, Hua Yan didn't think too much about it. She shyly put on the Catwoman costume. Rumble! As soon as she put on the costume, a loud noise came from the sealed chamber. The ground under Qin Feng and Hua Yan's feet shook violently. What's going on? Qin Feng, are we going to die here together? Hua Yan came up and held Qin Feng's arm. She was nervous. She had just become a woman, and she didn't want to die. Don't be afraid. It seems like the door is open again. As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, a small door opened. A strong light shone into the sealed chamber. Hua Yan couldn't open her eyes. Brother Green Wolf, billowy lady, are you there? When Yiming's voice came from outside, Qin Feng pulled Hua Yan and jumped out of the chamber. Brother Wen, I didn't expect you to still be here. Thank you so much. Qin Feng thought that Wen Yiming had left. He didn't expect Wen Yiming to be looking for a way to open the mechanism outside. Qin Feng's impression of Wen Yiming instantly increased. I finally see you. I've been looking for the mechanism outside. I don't even know if you guys are dead or alive. How could I have left? Wen Yiming smiled when he saw Qin Feng and Hua Yan. I'm sorry for wasting Brother Wen's precious time. Qin Feng felt guilty. Wen Yiming had been outside all this time, so he definitely didn't have time to look for the treasure. Brother Green Wolf, don't say such things. Treasures are just worldly possessions. You guys are my friends. Of course, I won't leave you guys to look for the treasure. I won't feel guilty. Wen Yiming said. Qin Feng and Hua Yan were touched. Qin Feng raised his hand, and the azure sharp sword appeared in his hand. Wen Yiming's eyes lit up when he saw the azure sharp sword. However, this was Qin Feng's treasure sword. Wen Yiming only looked at it with admiration. Brother Wen, what do you think of this treasure sword? This is one of the 6 great swords of Wu Dang, the azure sharp sword. Qin Feng smiled. Good sword. No wonder it's one of the 6 great swords of Wu Dang. Wen Yiming's eyes sparkled. Brother Wen, give it a try and see if it's to your liking. Qin Feng raised his hand, and the azure sharp sword flew into the air. Wen Yiming didn't bother with pleasantries. He leaped into the air, caught the sword, and swung it down. The azure sharp sword seemed to have a life of its own in Wen Yiming's hand. Boom! The rock wall in the distance suddenly exploded. Rubble fell, stirring up the lake. Qin Feng and Hua Yan's eyes lit up. Wen Yiming was a Stage 8 inner chi expert at the very least, and he was a Stage 8 inner chi expert. Ha! What a good sword! Brother Green Wolf, thank you for letting me try it. Wen Yiming laughed and threw the azure sharp sword back to Qin Feng. Qin Feng raised his hand, and the azure sharp sword returned to Wen Yiming's hand with a gust of wind. Brother Wen, you are the master of the sword. A treasure sword should be given to a hero. This azure sharp sword is yours. Wen Yiming was stunned with the azure sharp sword in his hand. Wen Yiming's background was very secretive, and he didn't reveal it to Qin Feng. It wasn't that Wen Yiming didn't trust Qin Feng, but it was the rule of their sect. No one was allowed to reveal any information about their sect in the secular world. Otherwise, they would be expelled from the sect. Wen Yiming was indeed an expert swordsman. His swordsmanship wasn't any worse than Qin Feng's solitary 9 swords. However, Wen Yiming lacked a suitable sword. This time, he had come to the secular world to find a sword. He didn't expect that he would have a sword just a few days after coming out. Brother Green Wolf, I don't think this is a good idea. Wen Yiming was in a dilemma. He liked the azure sharp sword very much, but he didn't want to take it away. Seeing Wen Yiming's dilemma, Qin Feng smiled nonchalantly and said, "It's just an orange-grade sword. I have more with me. Brother Wen, you can take it if you like it. Don't be shy." As Qin Feng spoke, another spirit blast sword appeared in his hand as if he was performing a magic trick. Hua Yan and Wen Yiming were dumbfounded. Since when did China have so many spiritual swords? Both of them were orange-grade spiritual swords. Usually, it was difficult to find a white-grade spiritual weapon. If that's the case, then I won't stand on ceremony with you, Brother Green Wolf. If Brother Green Wolf has any difficulties in the future, don't hesitate to ask me, Wen Yiming. Wen Yiming wasn't a pretentious person, so he put the azure sharp sword away. Qin Feng nodded and continued, "Brother Wen, the azure sharp sword is now yours. However, I have to remind you that the azure sharp sword is one of the 5 great swords of the Wu-Tang sect. Everyone in the Wu-Tang sect is looking for it. You have to be careful of the Wu-Tang sect in the future. I know that. It's just the Wu-Tang sect. I don't care about it." Wen Yiming stood with his hands behind his back. When he said that, his expression was calm, as if he was talking about something very ordinary. There was not the slightest bit of pretentiousness. It was as if the Wu-Tang clan, the 3 schools and 5 sects of Huaxiao, was really not worth mentioning in his eyes. Qin Feng and Hua Yan were slightly stunned. They didn't know where Wen Yiming got his confidence from. However, since Wen Yiming didn't mention his background and backing, Qin Feng and Hua Yan didn't ask too much. The few of them chatted for a while more before continuing to swim upstream. There were already a few groups of people in this underground cave. Qin Feng and the other 2 bumped into a lot of people along the way. However, they didn't fight with each other. They just looked at each other for a while before continuing to look for their own treasures. Brother Green Wolf, there are too many people in this underground cave. I think they've already found all the treasures. Should we go up? Wen Yiming suggested. Of course, it's good if we can go up. Then let's start looking for the mechanism to go up. Qin Feng also felt that there was no need to look for treasures. This ruin had almost become a tourist attraction. There were martial artists everywhere. The 3 of them kept walking upstream. The more they walked, the more people there were. It seemed that everyone had come up from the lower reaches. Along the way, Qin Feng and the other 2 also encountered some traps, but they narrowly avoided them. They also saw other people trigger the traps. Some people survived, but most people died here. From time to time, people fell from the sky. Those who were lucky could survive falling into the water, but those who were unlucky directly hit the rock wall or the ground and fell to their deaths. The trap is moving! The trap is moving! Everyone, go up! There was a commotion in front of them. Dozens of martial artists gathered on a circular open space. The ground in the center of the open space could actually move slowly, and it was moving up. The surrounding martial artists rushed to jump onto the round platform. The scene was chaotic. Senior White Cloud, Yao Yao, you're here too! Hua Yen saw White Cloud and Ren Xiaoyao in the crowd and ran up to them excitedly. Green Wolf, are you three okay? White Cloud was also very surprised to see Qin Feng and the other two. Both sides thought that the other was dead. Qin Feng and the other two, White Cloud and Ren Xiaoyao, greeted each other. They were teammates who joined the team at the beginning, and they were glad to see each other again. Qin Feng also saw the old Taoist nun from the Amei sect. However, the female disciple that came with her was gone. He wondered if she had fallen to her death when she fell from the sinkhole. P.S. In order to maintain a daily update schedule, young Master Du wrote until late at night every day. It's too lonely as a writer. I hope that everyone can continue to subscribe and support me. Those who read pirated versions hope that you can come to Zongheng to read the original. After reading pirated versions for so long, it's not difficult to spend 5 yuan a month to support young Master Du, right? Subscriptions are the only standard for a book's performance. If the subscriptions drop, the book may be forced to stop by the website. This is because the website will not promote or continue a book that does not make money. If everyone really likes this book, then come to Zongheng to support the original version with 5 yuan a month. Don't let this book die, thank you. Chapter 672. The old Taoist nun from the Amei sect also saw Qin Feng and the others. However, her expression was as cold as ice. Now that one of her disciples had died, she was even colder. No wonder Bai Yun and Ren Xiaoyao didn't stand with the old Taoist nun. Senior Bai Yun, what's that? Qin Feng had been here for a while. Seeing everyone scrambling to jump onto the small round platform in the middle, Qin Feng couldn't help but ask. Yao Yao and I haven't been here for long. I heard that the round platform is a mechanism that leads to the cave above. The round platform automatically activates every 10 minutes. 10 minutes later, you can go up to the cave above, and 10 minutes later, you can go back down to the cave below. Only 10 people can stand on the round platform at a time. While Bai Yun was explaining, a quarrel broke out on the round platform. Hey! What are you trying to do? I'm obviously in front of you. How can you steal my spot? There were 11 people standing on the round platform. One of them was a handsome, sissy man who was arguing with another man. The other man was tall and burly, his skin was dark and rough, and he carried a big sword with an iron ring on his shoulder. He glared at the sissy and shouted fiercely, "Who the fuck stole your spot? I'm in front of you. Do you believe that I won't chop you in half if you keep arguing?" The brawny man had a loud voice, which was comparable to Lu Jie's. His voice was so ferocious that many people around him took a few steps back. They were afraid that they would be affected by the impact of the fight. Don't you have any shame? How dare you steal my spot with a woman? I mean a man. You, hurry up and go down. Otherwise I won't be polite anymore. The sissy placed one hand on his waist and pointed at the brawny man with the other. He looked like an ante in a market. Half of the people around him retreated. Everyone was shocked by the sissy. Qin Feng was even more shocked. He was so shocked that he was crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. He knew the sissy. He was Lu Bingbing's former subordinate, Li Tao. When Qin Feng first met this kid, he was still normal and masculine. However, ever since Qin Feng went to Peace Town's Fengyun Fun City to rescue Hua Yen, this kid had become abnormal. At that time, Qin Feng discovered that Li Xiaojie had actually come back to life, so Qin Feng tricked Li Xiaojie again. He replaced all of Li Xiaojie's organs with animal organs. Later, Qin Feng disguised himself as Li Xiaojie and went to the hidden prison. The people locked up there were all experimental victims. Li Tao was one of them. Qin Feng asked Li Tao to help him save the victim. At that time, Li Tao acted like a sissy and groped Qin Feng, which disgusted Qin Feng. At the time, Qin Feng had saved Hua Yan as well. Hua Yan had been stunned by Li Tao's effeminate appearance. She had even thought that Qin Feng was gay and had made a secret deal with Li Tao. "You damn sissy, I'll kill you with one slash!" The strong bearded man couldn't stand Li Tao's sissy, so he slashed at him with his saber. The people in the queue hurriedly took a few steps back, and the few people on the small round table also gave way. The round table became a battlefield for the two of them to fight. Rumble! The strong bearded man was an expert who cultivated external techniques. His saber slashed at Li Tao with an earth-shattering momentum. Li Tao had one hand on his waist, and the other was pointing at the strong bearded man while cursing. It was as if everyone could already see Li Tao being split into two in the next second. "Ouch! You stinking man, how dare you attack me? I'll beat you to death!" The saber slashed down, creating a series of wind-breaking sounds. Unexpectedly, it hit nothing. Li Tao's body was like a fish in water. He was agile and nimble. No one knew when he had already arrived behind the strong bearded man. Slap! Without any hesitation, Li Tao slapped the back of the brawny man's head. The crisp sound of the slap reverberated in the air above the cave, shocking everyone. "How dare you bully me? I'll teach you a lesson!" Slap! 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 Li Tao didn't stop. His figure was like a flash of lightning, constantly changing his position. His speed was so fast that everyone's eyes were dazzled. They could only hear the sound of the slap, but they couldn't determine Li Tao's position. You stinking sissy, if you have the balls, stop running around. Do you dare to stand still and let me slash you?" The strong bearded man had probably been slapped silly by Li Tao. Otherwise, why would he ask such an idiotic question? Only an idiot would stand still and let him slash him. The strength of his saber was no less than 800 kilograms. A slash could even leave a crack in the rock wall. "You're all brawn and no brain. Why don't you stand still and let me slash you?" Bah, no, I'm a man, a real man." Li Tao scolded the strong bearded man while slapping him. Although his speed was extremely fast, his inner chi was obviously not strong. It seemed that he was only at stage 5 inner chi. Even though he slapped the strong bearded man more than 100 times, the strong bearded man didn't suffer any injuries other than a slight swelling on his face. "You're really a dead pig that doesn't fear boiling water. My hands are red from slapping you. So annoying. I soak my hands in milk every day and now I've wasted half a month." Li Tao's sharp voice sounded from time to time. Many people covered their ears as they couldn't bear to listen to him. Li Tao was obviously a man, but the way he spoke and behaved was more feminine than a sissy. Calling him a sissy was already praising him. Rumble! Suddenly, a loud sound came from the underground cave. The ground began to shake slightly. It turned out that the strong bearded man was angered by Li Tao's slaps. He stomped on the ground and his big foot sank into the ground, creating a deep pit. "Get lost!" The strong bearded man raised his hand and directly used a move that could wipe out 1,000 troops. The big saber in his hand whistled through the air. This saber created a fierce wind. Within a radius of 5 meters, the strong bearded man definitely wouldn't be able to get close. Li Tao didn't see that the strong bearded man had already released a big move. His thin body was directly sent flying by the saber wind. He fell on the hard rock and vomited blood. Cough, cough. You stinky man, you dared to injure me. Li Tao clutched his chest and vomited blood while staring at the strong bearded man. He wanted to attack and teach the strong bearded man a lesson. However, this attack had clearly caused Li Tao to be seriously injured. At this time, the chi in his body was chaotic and he couldn't use his inner chi. You pervert, I hate transvestites like you the most. Go and die for me. The strong bearded man had been slapped over 100 times by Li Tao in front of everyone. He had long been suppressing his anger. At this time, he didn't hesitate. He lifted his big saber and jumped into the air. That domineering and awe-inspiring long saber fell from the sky. The rock wall behind Li Tao began to fall, a pile of rubble. Bang! A loud sound spread. The big saber didn't hit Li Tao. It wasn't that Li Tao had run away. Instead, a man wearing a wolf mask suddenly appeared in front of Li Tao. He held an orange sword in his hand and forcibly blocked the strong bearded man's full-strength attack. Rumble! After the loud sound of the saber and sword colliding dissipated, another sound came from under Qin Feng's feet. Qin Feng's entire body sank more than 10 centimeters into the ground. Even his shoes had completely sunk into the ground. The strong bearded man was stunned by the scene in front of him. He was a stage 7 external expert. That saber strike had nearly 900 kilograms of strength. How could it be broken by the wolf-masked man's sword? Most importantly, the wolf-masked man was standing below. This position didn't give him an advantage. "Who are you, monster? Are you a sissy's man? How dare you meddle in the affairs of the 10,000-weight sect?" The strong bearded man angrily yelled at Qin Feng. He even specially mentioned his backer. Qin Feng had heard of the 10,000-weight sect. During the martial arts disturbance, almost all the big and small sects outside of China were mobilized. The 10,000-weight sect was one of them. It was said that it was a sect that specialized in external techniques. The disciples inside all had tyrannical external martial arts. Today, seeing the strong bearded man in front of him, Qin Feng experienced the strength of this sect. Li Tao didn't think that someone would help him. He immediately had a good impression of Green Wolf. Li Tao was about to thank Qin Feng, but Qin Feng's next words made him change his mind. "Big Beard, you can insult the sissy behind me, but you can't insult my sexual orientation." Whoosh! As soon as Qin Feng finished speaking, he swung his long sword. Sword chi surged forth, scaring the strong bearded man into hurriedly retreating. Clang, clang, clang. The strong bearded man was too slow, and his body was hit by the sword chi. However, it was obvious that this person had cultivated external martial arts since he was young. His body was like an iron wall. When Qin Feng's sword chi landed on his body, it actually made the sound of metal clashing. A stage 7 inner chi expert? The strong bearded man retreated to the side. He didn't attack again. Instead, he looked at Qin Feng with fear. Qin Feng was currently a stage 6 external and stage 7 inner chi expert. However, Qin Feng was able to defeat a stage 8 inner chi expert. He held back his strength when he attacked. He didn't expect that the strong bearded man would be stunned just like that. "There's no enmity between us. What do you want?" The strong bearded man lost his imposing manner. If he fought Qin Feng one-on-one, he might win. However, Li Tao was here. The strong bearded man came alone, so he didn't dare to act blindly without thinking. "Nothing much. I just don't like you, so I used you to practice," Qin Feng said indifferently. The reason why he attacked was because he knew Li Tao. This person used to be Lu Bingbing's subordinate. Lu Bingbing was Qin Feng's woman, so Qin Feng couldn't just watch her die. The strong bearded man was so angry that his nostrils flared. Li Tao saw that the strong bearded man was angered. The other martial artists who came to search for treasures stood far away to avoid the conflict from affecting them. Stage 7 inner chi and Stage 7 external chi experts were considered above average among the crowd. Many martial artists showed expressions of fear. "Why is everyone still standing there like idiots? Continue to line up. If anyone dares to cut the line again, I won't be polite." Qin Feng swept his gaze over the stunned crowd. These martial artists immediately came back to their senses. The 9 people who stood on the round platform went up again. Li Tao was really the 10th person. The strong bearded man saw that Li Tao looked weak and wanted to take his position. He didn't expect that he would be slapped in the face. Li Tao didn't go up the round platform. He came to Qin Feng's side and chatted. The strong bearded man stared at the round platform and wanted to go up. However, he looked at Qin Feng and resisted the urge. This time, only the 9 people were brought up to the round platform. The others didn't dare to casually walk up the round platform. This trip would take another 20 minutes. Everyone continued to search for treasures and chat. Young hero, I still don't know your name? Li Tao circled around Qin Feng and greeted him. Qin Feng saved Li Tao because of Lu Bingbing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have bothered with this sissy Li Tao. Qin Feng felt that this guy was too effeminate. Don't thank me. I wasn't helping you. I just didn't like that person who cut the line. That's why I helped him. Qin Feng didn't want to talk to Li Tao, but Li Tao kept nagging beside Qin Feng. Hua Yan became nervous when she saw this scene. Is Qin Feng really bisexual? Hey! Why are you always following my boyfriend? Go away. Hua Yan became Qin Feng's woman not long ago. She saw that Li Tao kept pestering Qin Feng and felt inexplicably jealous. Li Tao glanced at Hua Yan and said charmingly, TSK. What are you thinking? Do you think I'm pestering your boyfriend because I like him? I haven't even seen what he looks like. How could I like him? Besides, she already has a Prince Charming in her heart. Don't be jealous for no reason. You're tuning into the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.